track steering. Hustler Turf zero-turn mowers deliver professional grade cut quality for a perfectly manicured lawn. Come into Ron Ayers Motorsports to see the Hustler difference for yourself today. Ron Ayers Motorsports, Highway 11, north of the airport in Greenville.
Before anyone walks into your business, the outside is what they see. Make sure your first impression is a good impression with the right curb appeal. Hi, this is Daniel Andrews from Dan Andrews Lawn Service. We specialize in making your business look great. Let us handle all your professional landscaping needs. We do it all so you don't ever have to worry. Residential services are also available. Call us today at 717-8006 and we'll come out and give you a free quote. Taking care of your landscaping needs is all we do, and we've been doing it for over 20 years. You can trust our reliable team at Dan Andrews Lawn Service, covering all of Eastern North Carolina.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington.
Can you be quiet, please? Thank you.
Welcome to Pirate Radio Live.
There's local politics, bud.
I want to shake his hand. I want to shake his hand. I want to shake his hand.
Was that supposed to be funny?
Get these clowns out of here.
Why would they do that?
You were having a freaking game.
Dude.
It's a cocky bunch, man.
Now live from the Pirate Radio studios in the heart of the Pirate Nation, here is your host, Clip Brock.
Alrighty, welcome in to this Tuesday edition of Pirate Radio Live. Clip Brock here with you inside the Pirate Radio studios, coming to you today on Pirate Radio 92.7 FM in Greenville, 104.1 in Washington. We're on 1250 and 930. You can find us online, pr927fm.com, and watch the show on Facebook Live and on YouTube. What is on your mind on this Tuesday? Let us know and be a part of the show, and we will talk about it right here on the program. Shirley Rhodes is here, the Chan Man, CJ Schaefer, intern Peter, Big Pete, and coming up, we got Willie Smith joining us in just a few moments. He'll be inside the Pirate Radio studios. Brett Kennedy, WCTI 12, will join us at around 3:30. At 4 o'clock, we'll talk to Mully. At 4:30, Antoine Staley, New York Daily News, and it's pretty much wall-to-wall football talk on this Tuesday, because Bryce Williams will join us at 5 o'clock for the final hour of today's show, and we've got some Mike Houston comments to get to. So we are going 3 hours football heavy here on Pirate Radio Live. Also, it is Tuesday. That means it's Tailgate Tuesday. PBR on the line. We'll give that away, a 12-pack coming up here in segment number 1. Must be 21 or older and have not won in the month of September. And you can be our big PBR winner. We got a 12-pack for you coming up later on this segment. All right, as we begin today's show, I got some topics I want to hit. And if you would like to jump in on some of these, you can. I want to ask the room at some point today, what NFL head coach would you pick? If you could pick one to coach your team, who would you pick? We had a pre-show discussion on this and had some different answers pop up. So I want to talk about that at some point during today's show. Also, we didn't get a chance to dive into the NFL much yesterday. And intern Peter said we should have a NFL recap on Tuesday. So we'll have Peter recap the Panthers-Giants game, and that's all we're going to have time for. So we'll do that coming up later on in today's show. I'll go ahead and hop on this, Shirley, while we wait for Willie Smith. We'll talk Pirate football and NFL. Meant to play this yesterday. Our Miami Dolphins are off to a 2-0 start. As I told you, they are the team to watch this year with their nerd geek, I don't know what he is, head coach Mike McDaniel. I just love the guy.
He looks like a librarian.
He looks like many things, football coach, not one of those things. But yesterday, I wanted to play this. We didn't have time, so let's play it today. So Tyreek Hill, Dolphins receiver, who had a monster game on Sunday, is giving, I guess, wheelbarrow updates after every game. Week 1, he said that his coach, Mike McDaniel, was going to need a wheelbarrow to carry around his, I guess the medical term is testicles. And then week 2, there was another wheelbarrow he wanted to give away after the game to his quarterback, Tua Tagovailoa. And let's hear what Tyreek Hill had to say after the Dolphins' comeback win over the Ravens.
not only is Coach McDaniels going to need a wheelbarrow, he also going to need it. Tua going to need a wheelbarrow after the season to tote his money, his boatload of money, and also his cocajones.
What?
So Tyreek Hill's passing out wheelbarrows after football games. Week 1 went to Coach McDaniel. Week 2 went to Tua for his money, and also what else?
Cocajones.
His cocajones.
What? Okay, never mind.
I love that Tyreek Hill adds an extra CO in there. I've heard of cojones before, but cocajones is new to me.
That is new.
So a lot of wheelbarrows going around there in Miami after their 2-0 start. Willie Smith joining us inside the Pirate Radio studios. Willie,
what's going on, man? How you doing?
Looking good in the purple.
I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Pirates 2-1. Willie, we'll talk some NFL as well, but we'll start with East Carolina. And did you go to the game on Saturday?
It was sunny, man. I made it.
Fair weather. Willie was there. No car trouble.
Right. So, it was all good.
And seriously, how about the crowd? Chandler and I went for. We were able to go for a few quarters. That was a good crowd.
Yeah, man. It was pretty exciting to see the Pirates out there, man, and to see how they played, man. It was pretty exciting.
So Campbell got out to an early lead and kind of look up and say, uh-oh, here we go again. Last year against Charleston Southern, East Carolina was big favorites, had to kind of hang on at the end, but that was not the case on Saturday. Pirates took over, ended up dominating there in the second, third, fourth quarters,
right.
and played a pretty complete game. I guess some things to clean up on defense. Offense looked good. I don't know, overall, what'd you think of the performance?
Yeah. Overall, man, I thought it was a really good game. That quarterback for Campbell, man, I did not expect to see that. I mean, that guy is explosive. He has some big play, opportunities out there, man, and he made a lot of them, man. And, it was times that the defense played really well on coverage, but then he just, broke the pocket, man, and made some plays with his legs. So he played really well. But, I mean, overall, the defense, they got a control of it. And then the offense, man, they looked really good.
After the Xavier Smith told us yesterday on the Players Lounge after the game, he was like, yeah, I had to go shake that man's hand and tell him good game. You got it. And did that ring any bells to you, Willie? Like after a game, you battled, you fought all game, and afterwards you were like, yeah, I need to go tell this guy he's got something. Yeah,
man. When you go out there and you compete in a man, and somebody's out there just playing an awesome game, you got to show respect after the game, man. It's due.
Yeah, and I feel like there was a lot of that Saturday, especially compared to the previous week against Old Dominion. The guys came in after that ODU game and said they were yapping the whole game, trying to get ECU to commit penalties and stuff. Sounds like there wasn't much of that against Campbell. I saw Mike Minter and Mike Houston after the game shake hands and talk, and I felt like the respect factor was a little higher on Saturday maybe than the previous week.
No, I would agree with you on that, man. And man, overall, man, the guys just look poised out there. It's like, they got down early, but they wasn't fazed by it, and they just kept going out there playing the next play, and they put a lot of them back to back, man, and that's when it just kind of got out of control.
We're going to repeat ourselves quite a bit because East Carolina, we're starting to see a bigger sample size and some things they're doing week to week. And one thing they're not doing, Willie, is committing penalties. And we talked about it last week, and hopefully it's something we can talk about every week.
Right.
But you say the guys look composed out there. That's part of that, right?
Yeah. I mean, that's part of it, man. Mike Houston, he's obviously preaching it, and you got a lot of older guys on the team, so you expect to see more cleaner play like this. So this is what we expect to see.
Wanted to see special teams cleaned up, and for 1 week we did. The kicking unit looked okay, and not too many issues with the special teams this week.
Yeah. No, I mean, from what I saw from the game, they look very poised out there, very confident. I didn't see any, fumbled snaps or, the old line like they did good when the protection on the PAT. So everything looked good, man.
Holden Naylor, 17 out of 20, 3 touchdowns, also ran in a touchdown. Another key stat, sacked just one time. O-line has held up very good for him in the pass protection so far this year. That continued on Saturday.
Yeah, the O-line looked really well out there. They definitely knew what they was doing. The guys had good fundamentals when they was out there blocking, and they was all on the same page, so that's why you didn't see any blowups in the backfield. Anytime you see that, man, somebody didn't communicate. So from the O-line to the running backs, everybody was on the same page when it came to pass protection. And, Holden, he did make some great plays out there, man. It was great to see him play that well.
Isaiah Winstead leading the way, 6 catches, 112 yards, has yet to find the end zone, but is East Carolina's leading receiver so far this year. Still waiting on what should be a lot of touchdowns for him this year. CJ had a touchdown. Jalen Johnson, his first touchdown as a Pirate. Ryan Jones caught one where he was wide open. Ball distribution, again, Willie, 11 different Pirates catching a pass on Saturday.
Yeah, no, that's pretty amazing to see. And when you see that as a Pirate community, man, we should be pretty excited because that means we got a lot of weapons on offense. And he's feel confident in everybody, so he's throwing the ball around, and that just makes everybody, play harder. When you're going to get a chance at some point in the game, you're going to play hard. So that's actually a really good thing, man.
And I know you want to see that run game grinding. How about 280 yards, 185 of those from Keaton Mitchell. Rajay added 39 and a couple touchdowns. And once again, we saw the young kid come in at the end. Marlon Gunn, a 21-yard run, had 40 yards on the day. So Pirates got running the ball. Holt Naylor's got involved in that too. So run game, as you would expect, against a team like Campbell got going. What will it look like against Navy? We'll see on Saturday.
Yeah, no, it was really good to see the, I'm always looking for the O-line to get off the ball and hit people off the ball, man, and to see the running backs getting downhill, and you definitely saw that with Keaton Mitchell, man. I was pretty impressed with, just how he got outside the pocket, how he was making plays with his legs, man, because when he got downhill, man, he was moving, and it was hard to stop him at times, man, so that was really exciting to see, and Rajay Harris, he came in there, he put some good plays in there as well, so that was really good to see as well.
You mentioned, watching the O-line, and you watch a game, I'm sure, different than we do.
Right.
We're kind of following the ball around. You're watching probably what matters on a play. So, so you watching, what have you seen that you're happy about week to week with this East Carolina team that you've kind of focused on?
Yeah, well, the number one thing is, man, guys know where they're supposed to be. So you're seeing, the lineman in the right position. You're seeing the hat placement. You're seeing the hand placement. The fundamentals of the first 2-3 steps on the run blocks. Even in the pass set, man, you're not seeing guys open their hips up right away that get some beat on the edge. So, Coach Shane, man, he's doing a really good job with these guys to get them on the right track, and they're just going to get better as the season goes on, man.
Anything concerning you right now? I mean, that Haj Malik Williams, great quarterback, he had 300 yards passing and was able to run a little bit. But I don't know, anything that worries you maybe moving forward you've seen through the first 3 weeks?
No, I mean, I think overall, man, we've been seeing, positive momentum with the team, and that's in all phases of the game. We started off real slow with the special teams, but it seemed like they're getting that on track, and defense has just been solid all the way through. It's always hard to play a quarterback that can make plays with his legs. Like, I don't care how good the defense is. You got somebody that can run back there. That makes it hard for anybody. And just, really happy with how the offense is progressing, man.
Willie Smith joining us. Willie, you started your career on the defensive side of the ball. Did you ever play against Navy or a triple option on the defense? Did you ever see them?
Yeah, I'm trying to think back, man. I know we played against Navy, but I cannot remember if I was on defense or not at that time. But
so 2010 was a bad one here, I want to say. 2011 was Dominique up there where you guys won. Where ECU won.
Right.
I don't know if my numbers might be off there. But anyway, I guess for an O-lineman playing against Navy, it can be kind of boring on the sidelines as they are chewing up like 8 minutes of clock. So that's one of the issues. You hope your defense can get off the field, because if not, and then the guys talked about this yesterday, when you play Navy, you're not going to get those 80 snaps you normally get on offense. You got to make every possession count, right?
Right. No, that's very true, man, because they really eat up the time of possession when they running that triple threat offense, man. And, from a defense perspective, man, they got to be, really sound on, who their assignments are, and everybody just got to make their play. Like, don't try to make all of the plays. Just make your play. Do your job every single play. Fill your gap. And if guys play defense that way, gap assignment defense, then that's when you can limit that triple option, because that's what kills you, man, when somebody gets out of position and now everybody's out of position, right?
And Navy has had some great quarterbacks over the years with Malcolm Perry. Keenan Reynolds was awesome, and they've been great. But at times, and there's no reason I should remember this guy's name, but Alexander Teach was a fullback like 12 years ago and just ran right down the middle of the field against East Carolina like 5, 6, 7 times, and it happens. But you got to know your keys and all that. We focus so much when we hear Navy on the offense because it's so unique. We only see it one time a year. How about their defense, Willie? Like, what do you remember anything, or what is the stamp on Navy defense with Ken Diamantalolo?
Well, man, I really can't think back that far on what the defense was doing. At the end of the day, it really doesn't matter what the defense does. At the end of the day, it matters, do you know your assignment, number one? And then number two, how hard are you going to go? If you give your absolute best every single play, then it doesn't matter who lines up in front of you. You're going to have a good chance to win the game.
I think there are some rules when it comes to how Navy does that blocking, below the knees and the chop, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And I believe that some of those rules have been implemented now where they're not the same previously. So we talked to Xavier Smith about that yesterday, and how on the line those D linemen are going to have to probably worry about the legs, but maybe once you get past the line of scrimmage, maybe the linebackers not so much. But that is always an issue when you take on a Navy football team too, is the way they block and the way they just go after your legs time and time again. It's got to be a nightmare for those defensive guys.
Now that you brought that up, I do think I was on defense when we played them once. I remember in practice just, constantly going over the cutting of your legs, and, in the back of your mind, like, man, you're going full tilt. You don't want somebody to take your knees out. Like, that's something that defensive players do think about, man, because that hurts. It hurts.
Yeah, and it's certainly a mental thing, too, where you're like, man, this play could end my career, if things go bad. Let me see if I can find this. So the NCAA changed rules on blocking below the waist, and I'll see if I can find that. But that's going to be a key because, again, you just don't see this kind of offense each and every week. This is an important week, too, for the East Carolina scout team. Blake Harrell had talked up his scout team last year, and now they are going to have to somehow become a triple option team at practice and give these guys a good look this week.
Yeah, no, the scout team has their work cut out for them this week, because you want to make this as real as possible for the defense so that they can, have a good feel on Sunday, because, you don't want to go into the game and you feeling like this is the first time you really felt it and seen the defense or the offense in that scenario, man. So, yeah, that's going to be key.
And here is the rule. I'm reading this from USA Today. Blocking below the waist will be prohibited on plays outside of the tackle box. Blocking below the waist will only be allowed by linemen and stationary backs inside the tackle box. So we're still going to see a lot of Pirates trying to be knocked off their pins by Navy at the point of attack, but maybe down the field you won't see some of that.
Yeah. I mean, and that's where it really matters, man, that you think about it. If they can get the lineman down up front, then they get to the second level with a little momentum. So, the defensive, man, if I can remember back correctly, man, it's all about really moving your feet and shooting your hands to stop that guy from taking your legs out, and moving fast. Like, don't be slow, because if you slough the ball, you're screwed.
Willie Smith joining us inside the Pirate Radio studios. East Carolina 2-1 on the year. Willie, another wild Saturday in college football. Did you see the end of the App State game with the Hail Mary?
Yeah, that was crazy. That was wild.
We've seen some crazy Hail Marys over the years where tip balls, and Justin Jones had one here at East Carolina. Just caught it because he's taller than everybody, and great Hail Mary there. You were a part of that game, right?
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
2010. But this one, the ball didn't quite get to the end zone by Chase Bryce. It's kind of tipped at around the 3 or 4, and it's caught around the 5 or 6, and the receiver kind of just runs it in, and then everybody's celebrating. What a day! They had college game day there, and they're able to cap it off with a Hail Mary win.
Right. Now, and that brings up an interesting thing that my coach used to always say, was that, if you run to the ball, good things are going to happen. Whether that's offense or defense. If defense, the ball comes out, you're there, you get a chance to scoop and score. Offense, if it comes out, hey, you get to keep the drive alive. So run to the ball.
You never know. Those crazy things happen, and we can reel off a lot of highlights of those things happening. So
absolutely,
don't give up, kids out there. Great message in life and football.
Right.
So that was a wild one, Willie. Also some, and we'll touch on this later in the show, but some good football being played in the state of North Carolina this year. You've got North Carolina is a very shaky 3-0, but they are 3-0. Duke is 3-0. NC State 3-0. App State 2-1 with a win over A&M. East Carolina is 2-1 with the, what happened week 1 against NC State. So the state of North Carolina playing some good football. Wake Forest is 3-0, Willie, and they got Clemson in Winston-Salem this weekend. That'll be a big game.
Yeah. No, that'll be that'll be an exciting game to watch, man. Wake Forest, they're doing good, and Clemson, man, you know they're going to bring it. So that'll be a really, really good game to watch.
Great matchup, offense of Wake Forest versus that defense of Clemson, and who wins out. Last year and the previous years, it's been the Tigers, but we'll see if Sam Hartman and Wake has something for him this year. All right, let's dive into a little NFL.
All right.
We'll skip the Commanders for now and move on to something else. Hey, Peter, you want to talk about your Panthers? You said you wanted to do an NFL recap, so let's hear some Panthers talk. Chandler, you're welcome to get in here too. 0-2, Peter. What's going on in Carolina right now?
Well, you're going to be 0-2 when you are 2 for 15 on third down in the game.
Wow.
mean, the offense is just too predictable. I mean, Baker's dropping back to pass, and he's under center every time. You don't see that too much in the NFL now. If you go watch Josh Allen, you go watch Patrick Mahomes, they're out of the shotgun.
Right.
They're running just. It's too predictable. Defense can't stop the run. And, I do give credit to the Giants. It does seem like they finally found their guy in Brian Daboll after a couple of years of, kind of going through the whole coaching carousel. But, it really seems like they seem to have picked it up.
All right. 0-2, Willie, and I know it sounds early to start talking about coaching jobs and stuff, but look, Panthers fans were fed up with Matt Rule going into the year. Now you're 0-2. Now you got a division game against the Saints. You go 0-3, 0-1 in the division. Like I don't know, man. I don't know how much longer Matt Rule has there. What do you think?
I highly doubt he'll be there. If he don't turn around, he won't be there long, man. He's not sleeping well right now.
Yeah.
He's definitely not.
Yeah, and the players aren't either. It's still early, but it can get late quick if you're 0-3, right?
Right.
Like you start to look up at Tampa Bay, and it looks like the Saints are going to be feisty. They're 1-1. The Falcons are feisty. So, Panthers might be in some trouble there.
Nah, you know what, man? That brings me back to when I was with the Raiders, man. We was losing, like, every game. And, man, the practices, they really suck when you losing, man. I'm telling you. The coaches be busting your chops, man. They watching every little thing. Everybody's fussing. Everybody's mad. Everybody wants to win. It sucks losing, man.
Who was the head coach there? And
was it Allen?
Dennis Allen?
Yep, that's right.
Who is with the Saints now,
Yeah, he's
right?
with the Saints.
Yeah.
Yep.
I saw a stat I was going to use. I don't know if I should bring this up with Willie, but you mentioned Dennis Allen.
Yeah.
I was going to use this at Sports Trivia on Wednesday. It was worst winning percentage in NFL with 35 games since 1966. Number one on the list for the worst is Matt Rule. Number 7 on the list, Dennis Allen.
Wow.
And I'm not going to mention the rest because that'll be a question in Sports Trivia Wednesday night at AJ's. But Dennis Allen getting another shot now with the Saints. And how about that? Did you see the fight during the game? Mike Evans going after Lattimore.
No, I didn't see that.
I have to pull that up.
Yeah, that's it. What do
you think about suspensions for NFL fights? Because Mike Evans got suspended for a game for his role in this fight. And you had the guys talking to Brady, and then Evans comes up and blasts him.
Yeah, go.
And here they go. And that is not the first time that has happened with those two players. We'll see if we can find the older video. But Mike Evans has gone after him before. I think this is the old one because there's Jameis instigating it all.
Right.
How about your quarterback right there?
Go shove him in the helmet. Come on, man.
And here comes Evans. Boom! Out of nowhere.
No, what? They be laying them out.
The Saints and Bucks continue to fight. Does he deserve a 1-game suspension, or is that football?
I mean, my thing is they fight in the hockey all the time. So why would he get suspended in the NFL for fighting, man?
All right, so we need to make it legal where you can drop.
Absolutely. Let's take the helmets off. Let's go.
And in hockey, they drop the gloves. In football, drop the helmet.
Drop the helmet, man.
And instead of getting suspended in hockey, you just get like a 5-minute penalty.
Right.
So hey, you're out for the next possession or 5 minutes, and then you're back in.
Absolutely.
Willie, they need to get you as the football czar. I kind of like that rule. Tampa starting 2-0. Still don't look great on offense right now. They were without, I know, Chris Godwin in that game, I believe, on Sunday. But they're 2-0. And knocking off the Saints on Sunday. What do you think about Brady and the Bucs this year? Where do you have them in your pecking order in the NFC when you look at the Eagles, who are 2-0, looking really good right now? Vikings, Packers. Where are the Bucs right now? Are they at the top or near the top for you?
Well, the Vikings just lost, right?
They got blown out by the Eagles last night.
Right. Well, because they got that guy at quarterback, Tom Brady, you always got to have them at the top of your list, going into the end of the season just because of who they have at quarterback.
So Brady and the Bucs up there.
Right.
How about the defending champion Rams? They're 1-1, coming off a win. The Niners everybody's 1-1 in the NFC West.
I see that
right now.
Yeah, that's crazy.
What do you think about the Rams and out there in the West?
Yeah, the Rams, man, they're going to definitely they're going to be at the end, the top of the division come towards the end of the season, man, just because of who's out there, the coaching staff they have in place, man. They're going to definitely figure it out.
Same question I asked you last week: is Buffalo head and shoulders above everybody in the NFL? Last week you said no. They blew out. They've outscored teams 72-17 their first two games. Yeah. So I'm gonna ask you again.
Yeah,
is the answer the same? Do you still say no?
Well, I may have to reevaluate it a little bit, man, because I saw a little bit of that game last night, and they look good, man. They look real good out there. So,
and we know about Josh Allen, the Diggs, and that offense, but Von Miller and the defense. I mean, they are a complete team right now.
Yeah, they solid. They solid, man. But I ain't gonna say head and shoulders, but they're solid.
And Pat Mahomes and company still have something to say about that too. They're 2-0, coming off a win over the Chargers. So the 2-0 teams right now, Miami with their crazy come from behind win over Baltimore, Buffalo, Kansas City, and then in the NFC, you got the Bucs, the Eagles, and then those Giants are 2-0. So how about only 6 2-0 teams after 2 weeks? It kind of shows you the parity in the NFL.
Yeah, 100%, man. It's a lot of teams that had made a lot of moves in the all season, and it's showing now.
Willie Smith joining us. Willie, we'll close it with an ECU prediction. How you feeling about East Carolina Navy coming up 6 o'clock on Saturday?
Yeah, man, I think it's going to be a good game. I think the offense is going to come out firing, and the defense, man, they've been playing solid all year, and I think that's going to continue on in this game. And I want to say we're going to be up 30. Well, I ain't going to say up 30, but score 30, 40 points in this game, man, and win it.
All right, Pirates going to get the offense clicking again, and hopefully that defense can stop the option. Blake Harrell and his defenses have done a pretty good job against the option since he's been here. Willie, for folks looking to buy or sell, what you got going on in your business life?
Yeah. No, I appreciate you asking, man. Well, before we get to that, it was one of the fans, ECU fans, came to me at the game and said, "Hey, man, I saw you on Pirate Radio. I heard you on Pirate Radio. So to all the fans that's watching, man, if you see me at the game, come talk to me, man. I want to talk with you. Let's take a picture together. Let's do all that, you know." Cool. But as far as getting in touch with me, if you're looking to buy, sell real estate in this area, just give me a call on my cell, 258-8168. And just look me up on social media, # Pirate Nation Realtor.
And you were at the Pirate Radio tailgate zone too, right?
Yeah,
so go chat with Willie over there.
Absolutely.
Talk some football. Willie, we always enjoy your Tuesdays here, man. Appreciate it, and we'll talk to you again next week.
Appreciate it, man.
Willie Smith joining us, and how about we reward you for listening to this by giving you some PBR. How about a 12-pack right now of some PBR? Shirley, you want to go caller number? What you looking for today?
Let's go caller number, let's make it quick, 4.
Caller 4, get in now, 317-1250. You can be a big winner of a 12-pack of PBR. We're back with more on Pirate Radio Live here on a Tuesday after this.
Pirate fans, it's time to pack Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium as East Carolina welcomes Navy to town on Military Appreciation Day. Tickets are still available for as low as $35. Get there early and be sure to wear white in the first ever Paint It White game at East Carolina. Kickoff is set for 6 o'clock. Visit ECUPirates.com or call 1-800-DIAL-ECU for tickets as we honor our men and women who serve on Military Appreciation Day. The Pirates taking on the Navy Midshipmen Saturday at 6 as we paint it white.
Beauty Bar Medispa wants to know if you are ready to fall into beauty. October 7th through the 14th, all services and products will be on sale. Botox, filler, painless laser hair removal, facials, RF microneedling, rejuvenating laser treatments to treat brown spots, wrinkles, texture, veins, and skin tightening. And now, the only facility in the area to offer non-surgical under-eye fat pad treatments. BeautyBarMedispa.com, Red Banks Road, Greenville. Go Pirates!
Hi, this is Jeff Charles for my friends at Ed Watkins Marine. I've known Ed personally for years, covering his winning performances on the football field and on NASCAR's pit road. Now Ed is winning on the water, and you get to win too. You win with awesome prices on boats from Ed Watkins Marine, and of course, great service after the sale. If you're looking for a new boat, contact Ed Watkins Marine today. They will deliver anywhere. Find them online at edwatkinsmarine.com and tell them the voice sent you.
This is Dr. McGraw from Orthopedics East and Sports Medicine Center. Our practice has been caring for the athletes at ECU and the residents of Eastern North Carolina for more than 35 years. Whether it's treatment for your sports injury or it's time for that joint replacement, Orthopedics East provides the latest in operative and non-operative orthopedic care. We also offer on-site physical therapy and MRI services as well as walk-in urgent care on the weekends from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. For experienced and professional care, call us at 757-BONE or visit us online at orthoeast.com. Go Pirates!
Great food, great atmosphere, and great service is Ottavola Market Cafe. Ottavola is simply a restaurant that focuses on that, being a great restaurant. There's something for everyone at Ottavola. The menu offers a variety of great choices like pastas, pizzas, sandwiches, soups, salads, and seasonal rotating selections. Lunch or dinner, Ottavola is always the right call. Call ahead and get Ottavola to go, or stop by the bar for a drink with friends. It's simple. Come and eat at Ottavola Market Cafe, Red Banks Road next to Food Lion, and OttavolaMarket.com. Ottavola, pirates supporting pirates.
For the latest from the world of golf, tune in every Saturday morning from 8 to 10 for the Golf Shop Radio Show, presented by PlayGolfMyrtleBeach.com, the golf capital of the world. Hosts Mark Greenhelch and Matt Blanchard talk golf from tee to green and everything in between. If you like golf, you're going to love Golf Shop Radio. Before you tee up, drop on in. Welcome to the Golf Shop.
Flight by Yingling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
When I need jeans, I order online because I know exactly what I want. They have just one moving part, and if there's something wrong, I exchange them. Buying a vehicle, especially pre-owned, is way different. Lots of moving parts. You don't want to get stuck. For a worry-free purchase, visit Phelps Chevrolet. We've been here in town a very long time. You know us. You know we stand behind everything we sell. Phelps Chevrolet in Greenville. Come get you one.
This is Brian Packard, ECU former baseballer. You're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by University PC Care, your local tech support experts for all your personal and business needs. Visit universitypccare.com to learn more today. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Are you in outside sales and looking for an opportunity to increase your earning potential? Well, Copy Pro has been in Eastern North Carolina for over 45 years and continues to grow each year. And they are in need of more sales professionals with a desire to potentially make a six-figure income. Do you have what it takes? Visit copypro.net today to submit your resume and to learn more. And congratulations to Kevin Cozart of Winterville, picked up a case of PBR courtesy of Tailgate Tuesday.
Well, I drank 12, so we're going to give him a 12-pack.
Oh, okay. Are you going to be okay for the show?
I had them previously. I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good to go.
All right, just checking.
And it's called PBR, Shirley.
Oh, excuse me.
PBR. Pirate fans, get stocked up for tailgating season with PBR at your favorite retailer. Look for the QR code on the PBR display. Register for a chance to win a PBR cooler full of beer. Game day or any day, all Pirates prefer PBR.
Well done.
Saw the Pro Football Talk power rankings coming in at number 31. the Carolina Panthers. Is it that bad?
Yes, it's that bad.
I don't know if it's that bad. I guess it is that bad.
I don't know. Where are the Titans right now?
Ooh.
Because they got drubbed last night.
Shout out Chad.
Sorry, Chad.
Titans are still getting respect at number 13.
I don't know why, because they did not look good last night.
Shirley, I'm proud to say our Miami Dolphins are number 6.
I love how you say our Miami
Our Miami Dolphins.
My Miami Dolphins.
Igos Broncos coming in at a cool 25. Broncos Nation.
How you feeling? How you feeling at 25?
The Commanders are commanding the 27 spot. The Chicago Bears, number 28. So there you go. We've got some.
Where are the Cowboys?
How about them Cowboys coming in at number 10? They got a good win. I'll give them credit.
Okay, so who's dead last?
Oh, I just flipped. I believe. And look, this is now. Is this how it's going to end? I don't know. But who do y'all think should be last? I already said you're number 31, Chandler. There's 32 teams. You're next to last.
Colts.
The Colts is correct, Peter.
Oh, wow.
And that's why you're the best NFL intern
Scotty
in the
Montgomery
business.
still on that staff?
Shirley, that is a low blow, but the answer is yes, he is.
Okay, just checking.
Coach Mo, struggling right now.
It was not intended to be a low blow.
And
I was just asking.
I guess they're going to be better, but man, they were shut out, right? Did they score against the Jags? I think they were shut out. And then tied the previous week with the Texans, got lucky to tie. So they deserve their last place spot right now at number 32. All right, let's head out to the Pit Electric Live line and talk to Brett Kennedy, WCTI 12. He joins us here on Pirate Radio Live to talk about his Chiefs, about the Pirates, a little high school, and more. Brett, how you doing, man?
Yeah, Cliff, it's been going pretty good. It's been a while since we've talked.
Well, I saw the Chiefs were doing well, and also, Brett, I went by my parents' house Friday after work, and they were watching WCTI 12 and had some Havelock New Bern pregame talk going on, and I saw Brett Kennedy, and I saw the hair, and I got to say, the hair is looking great, Brett. I guess the better the Chiefs do, the higher the hair gets. It's looking good, man.
Yeah, I probably need to get a haircut here pretty soon. I'm going to a wedding this weekend. I probably should have gotten a cut beforehand, but it'll be fine. I'll get a haircut probably next week or so. But
oh, I thought it was great, man. I say keep it rolling, keep it going.
Yeah, I got product to keep it up and keep that TV look going. So.
Well, man, you said something there we have to address. Who's having a wedding during football season, Brett?
Yeah, I know. It's my roommate from freshman year of college is getting married in Granby, Colorado, this Friday, and I'm flying out Thursday, and I'm just going to stay there through the weekend, go to my alma mater's football game Saturday, Colorado State.
Nice.
And just kind of hang out with some friends over the weekend, and I'll be back Monday.
Did you say the wedding's Friday?
Yeah.
Okay.
The wedding's Friday.
So Bryce Williams, who will join us later on in this show, has had 2 weddings here in the last month or the last few weeks, and it's during football season, but they've been on Fridays. So I got to give a little kudos to that. If you're going to get married during football season, put it on a Friday, so at least you'll have your college football Saturday and your NFL Sunday.
Yes, you've got to strategize for situations like this. People need to realize, like, this is a big issue. And I've told my buddies in the past, look, I'll go to your wedding, but it can't be during football season because that is a big no-no. So yeah, I lucked out on this one that it's on Friday.
Brett, we'll talk a little Friday Night Lights and what's been going on the Blitz, also some NFL. But how about you got some pretty darn good college football to cover here in Greenville and across the state. It's been a nice year for North Carolina so far, the state of North Carolina, when it comes to college football. But how about this East Carolina resurgence, Brett? You've been here a little while now. I think you missed the darkest of the days, but you've seen how far this team and this program has come in Mike Houston's tenure, and it's been pretty fun to watch on Saturdays.
It has. Yeah, the last couple weeks, the offense is starting to finally get it together. The ground game's getting rolling. Keaton Mitchell, it seems like now he's rushing for 100 yards a game. Raji Harris is right behind him, scoring touchdowns. Those two are that's the best 1-2 punch in the nation right there. Those guys are really, really fun to watch. And in my time here, this is the best Pirate defense I have seen. They've got some real big playmakers all over the place. A guy that really stands out is the newcomer this year, linebacker Chance Bates, who is the grad transfer, and had a pick last week against Campbell in the red zone. And it's been nice to see West Craven boy Chandre Mims as a Pirate on the defensive line. He's been making some plays. It's been fun to watch this team. It sucks. I don't want to talk about the past in NC State, but man, if ECU would have won that game, they'd be getting top 25 votes right now. But you can't think about the past. You got to move forward. And this Pirates team trying to go for 3 in a row this week.
Yeah, and a couple of names you mentioned there, Brett, grad transfers, transfer portal guys that have come in and become part of the team immediately. And we have Isaiah Winstead on with us Monday on the Players Lounge. He's been fantastic. Jalen Johnson is a transfer who had a huge game against Old Dominion, got his touchdown last week. So you've got all these upperclassmen who have been in the program and have built this thing up, and now you mix in these new guys. Mike Houston and the staff have done a great job in the transfer portal, which is obviously just as important as recruiting now in 2022 college football. And they've I don't know if they've hit home runs, but they've definitely hit some stand-up doubles with these guys. They have come in, fit right in, and as you said, put some good performances on the field.
Yeah, they've come in and they've bought into what Mike Houston and the guys are trying to do, and it's so funny about those receivers with Jalen and Isaiah. That was the big question for ECU going into the season on offense. Everybody knew what they had in their offensive line. Everybody knew what they had in their running backs. The big question was a wide receiver. And Mike Houston kept saying, just trust me on this. Isaiah Winstead and Jalen Johnson are the real deal. And through 4 games here, I mean, they look really good. Or through 3 games here, they're living up to the bill. So that they got to keep it going. But it looks like Holton is really getting connected with these guys, and it's worked out for guys like C.J. Johnson, who works out of the slot now, and he doesn't get like double covered now. He can actually work over the middle, and he's had a good season now that he's been able to kind of work and maneuver his way into the middle there.
Brett Kennedy, WCTI 12, joining us on the Pit Electric Live Line. It is Navy Week, Brett. The Pirates have struggled with the midshipmen over the years. They've never beat them here in Greenville. Picked up their second win against Navy last year on a wild one, back and forth. Owen Daffer long field goal. So trying to make it 2 in a row for the first time ever against Navy, and trying to win it here in Greenville against the Navy for the first time ever. And boy, the Pirates are big favorites. I know Vegas is confident in East Carolina, probably more confident than I am, just because I have terrible flashbacks of seeing Navy put up a crazy amount of points at Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium. But always a different week. It sounds like, though, the Pirates are prepared and have been preparing for this option attack.
Yeah, the triple option of Navy is one to always watch out for. This is why Navy is always, you never can overlook Navy because of that triple option. It's so tough to defend, but I think this year ECU has the defense ready to hang with it. And you're right, last year between these two teams, great game, one of the best games ECU played all year, right down to the wire. I think this game's going to be closer than people think, at least in the first half. I would expect Navy to hang around for a majority of this game. I'm still picking ECU to win, but I would suspect Navy to hang around a little bit here. And it's going to be a ruckus environment. You don't see very often that ECU opens the year with 4 straight home games. So that's cool. That's awesome for the fans. It's going to be a great game. There's going to be a flyover before the game, which is going to be awesome. Ruckus environment. Dowdy's going to be rocking. Gotta love it. You always love it when conference play begins, because that's when you really get into the meat of the schedule. And we're starting that this week with Navy.
Brett Kennedy joining us. Brett, you say it could be close for at the beginning for a half. We might see a lot of ECU games that way, but the second half has been when the Pirates have taken a stand and taken over. If my math was right on Saturday, I compiled it. ECU outscoring opponents 64-13 in the second half. We saw it against NC State, obviously against Old Dominion, and then Campbell scored early, didn't score again. So, look, 3 games in, still more to go, but that's a decent sample size to say this team is going to be strong in the second half of games this year.
Yes, and that's good. That's good to have because that's good resiliency. That shows that your team's got resiliency. And you're right, ECU's dominated in the second half, all 3 games they played. The one thing they just have to worry about is just starting slow in a lot of these games, trying to figure things out from the get-go, because that's been the one. If you want to talk about one weakness for this team, at least on offense, they getting out of the gate right as the game started. They've been kind of slow to figure things out, but it's a long season. These are good problems to have, especially if the team's winning. Like Mike Houston says, it's always nice to talk about these things after a win than a loss. So they got a win last week. That's just the one thing they have to work on, is just starting out a little bit quicker out of the gate here, and that starts this week in conference play here.
Brett Kennedy joining us. Brett will be, I guess, away this week for the Blitz, as Brian North going to allow you to get off on a Friday. Then that's crazy. Brett, congratulations. Good for you.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it either. I about fell out of my chair when you said to go. But I told him, I said, look, this is going to be the only time this year on the Blitz that I'm going to be playing. I said, this guy, this wedding's really important. He goes, just go. We'll figure it out. So
look, the way Brian talks, I don't think he's too upset with having to get out of the house on a Friday night. So
yeah, that's for sure. That's for sure. But I'll have to do the Blitz without me this week. But he'll be fine. We'll have enough guys to cover the big games at least this weekend.
Coming off New Bern taking care of Havelock last week, that conference is going to be awesome to watch each and every weekend. D.H. Conley was off last week. We'll have Conley football for you as they take on Northside Jacksonville in their conference opener. Brett, what have you seen from this point? Teams and individuals who have stood out to you as, heck, man, we're almost halfway through this high school football season. It's flying by.
I know. It's going by real fast. Well, I mean, you mentioned New Bern. KJ Sampson's right up there with sacks, top in the state there. I think he has 10 sacks, which is good for second or third in the state right now from New Bern. The Florida State commit. He's played really well. Good matchup, New Bern against Jacksonville this week. That's going to be our game of the week here on the Blitz. Another guy that I'm keeping my eye on. Yesterday, I went out to East Duplin County. I went out to East Duplin High School. They have everybody back this year, it seems, except the quarterback. They're running the ball all over the place. East Duplin. Avery Gabby, a name to watch out for, or Avery Gaby, excuse me. Avery Gaby. He has 15 total rushing touchdowns right now, which is good for 5th in the state. And I went out and interviewed him yesterday, so we're going to run a piece on him later this week. He's been doing great. And then you've got just guys. I know Havelock had the little hiccup last week to New Bern. But Javante Vereen, the NC State kid, at that tight end wide receiver hybrid combo that they have there, he has been stepping up really good. And then you got guys, that freshman quarterback playing for Riverside this year. Riverside's undefeated. He's played really well. That stands out there. So there's been a couple guys this year that are off to strong starts for sure.
Brett Kennedy, WCTI 12, joining us today on Pirate Radio Live. Brett, before we let you go, let's talk about your Chiefs and the NFL. Chiefs off to a 2-0 start, 1-0 in a very tough division with the win over the Chargers last week, and now they're pretty big road favorites against the Colts, who are 0-1-1 on the year, coming off just an awful start to their season, tying with Houston and then getting blown out by Jacksonville. Chiefs, meanwhile, looking pretty good, I'd say. Pat Mahomes, 7 touchdowns, what he's been doing through a couple of weeks. So I guess you're feeling pretty good to start this season.
Yeah, it's still pretty good. I'm scared when we play the Bills in a couple weeks because the Bills look like the team. And they look like a freaking wagon right now that cannot be stopped. But, yeah, it was nice to I was a little nervous against the Chargers last week. We had a 7th-round rookie bail us out at the 1-yard line with a 99-yard pick six, so that was pretty crazy. But, yeah, Pat Mahomes continues to be Patrick Mahomes, slinging the ball all over the place, sidearm, touchdown passes and all. But we're playing a Colts team this week that last week did not have Michael Pittman at wide receiver. They didn't have DeForest Buckner. And they didn't have Shaq Leonard at linebacker. if those guys come back and play this week at Indy when Indy's taking on the Chiefs, it should be more of an interesting matchup. So I'm not looking over the Colts just yet, but yeah, the Chiefs have such a tough schedule this year. They've got one of the toughest schedules in the league because after Indy, we have to go to Tampa and take on Tom Brady. So and then we've got to come home and play the Raiders, and I know the Raiders are 0-2, but they're always tough. And then we got to go and host the Bills. So, and then we got to go to the Niners. So we've got some tough games coming up that are going to prove a lot about this team. But it's always nice 2 weeks in to be one of the I think the Chiefs are one of 6 undefeated teams.
Yeah.
Which right there, the Giants are in there, the Dolphins are in there. Like it's crazy. So it's been a fun year so far.
Yeah, and you mentioned it there that going into it looked like the AFC West would be the toughest division, and the Broncos have really struggled out of the gate, especially offensively, and Nathaniel Hackett is making some I'll say interesting coaching decisions there on the sidelines, clock management, things like that. The Raiders are 0-2, but they're going to be a pretty good team. And you just cracked the ribs, I guess, of Justin Herbert. So we'll see if he can go this weekend. It's been a bit of a slow start for those teams, but it sounds like you think, and I believe as well, as this thing keeps going on, the AFC West is going to be one of the toughest. I got to imagine the Broncos and Russ and that offense gets clicking at some point, right?
Man, you would think so because, my goodness, that Texans-Broncos game this past weekend, if you had to pick probably what was the worst game to watch over the weekend, that by far took the cake.
Yeah.
It's just Nathaniel Hackett, I know, I get it. It's his first year as a head coach. He's trying to figure things out, but I have never seen so many fans call for someone's head after 2 games of the season like I have with Denver. They were counting down the play clock. The fans were in that game because of the clock management and just everything that was going so bad for Denver. And you're paying Russ all this money. You would think they would get things figured out because that's a playoff caliber team. You got Wallace Rose Hill alum Javonte Williams carrying the ball in the backfield, former UNC alum there. Denver's going to figure it out, I think. They've got one of the easier schedules in the league this year, and I think the Raiders will figure it out as well. The Raiders, they blew that game to the Cardinals. That was a wild finish there. They'll figure things out, and we'll have to see if Herbert can go this week because he was in a lot of pain for the Chargers last week with his ribs. You gotta applaud the guy for being tough and gutting it out through it. But I think this division, it's a slow start, but again, on paper and at the end of the day, this is one of the best divisions in the NFL, and they'll turn it around.
Brett Kennedy, WCTI 12, joining us on the Pit Electric Live line. Brett, always great to talk sports with you, man. Fun catching up with you. We'll do it again later on this season, and enjoy your weekend off and heading back home. And also, we will see you back on TV on the Blitz next week and on WCTI 12. But enjoy your brief time off, Brett, and we'll catch up with you down the road, man.
All right, sounds good, Cliff. Hopefully, Washington, it could be worse. They're 1-1 right now.
Yeah, we're out of time, Brett. We're not talking about the Commanders. Could be worse, and now we've got to take on this Eagles team that looks like world beaters. So yeah, I'm not feeling great right now.
Yeah, it's fine. But I mean, they won week 1. That was a good win. They could be worse.
Look at Brett, always trying to cheer me up and cheer. That's just the guy that Brett is. Brett, thanks, man. We'll talk to you again soon.
All right, sounds good, Cliff.
All right, Brett Kennedy joining us, and I think Brett is just being a nice guy and not being a troll, but you never can tell with people these days. There was no reason to bring up the Commanders when I'd already wrapped up the interview, but I do think a lot of Brett and think he was sincerely trying to cheer me up. But I guess just moving forward, if I'm having a conversation with you about life, sports, baseball, anything, and then when I'm wrapping up the conversation, don't bring up the Washington Commanders. Just moving forward. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back. When we return, we'll wrap up the hour, and I will ask the brain trust here, if you could have one NFL coach to run your team, who would it be? And we'll have those answers when we return on Pirate Radio Live, back with you on a Tuesday after this.
So, how does short points work?
Well, at Jersey Mike's, 6 regular number 13s plus 3 giant number 7s equals a free regular number 13. So, Pepsi and Lay's now earn more points towards free subs.
That adds up.
Exactly. Download the Jersey Mike's app and earn rewards towards free subs with every sub, Pepsi, and Lay's you purchase.
So, how does short points work?
Well, at Jersey Mike's, 6 regular number 13s plus 3 giant number 7s equals a free regular number 13. So, Pepsi and Lay's now earn more points towards free subs.
That adds up.
Exactly. Download the Jersey Mike's app and earn rewards towards free subs with every sub, Pepsi, and Lay's you purchase.
Did you know time spent outdoors can help improve your children's health and bring balance to their life? The Outdoor Heritage Advisory Council invites you to join the Patch program. This program is for any child under the age of 16 and includes activities like fishing, hunting, and hiking. These are just one of the many ways you can earn the exclusive patches from the Outdoor Heritage Council. For more information on how to sign up and get your adventure started, visit outdoorheritage.nc.gov.
For over 51 years, Parker's Barbecue has brought families together with our award-winning whole hog barbecue and fried chicken. Tradition is important at Parker's Barbecue, and for 3 generations, the Parker's way has stood the test of time. Whether you visit our dining rooms or drive-thrus, use our on-site catering, or even use our nationwide shipping, the hospitality, barbecue, fried chicken, homemade sides are still the same.
We are the Parker family. Come in and let our family show you. This is the Parker's way.
You're kicking me out of the family?
No, just the wireless plan. At U.S. Cellular, we don't need 4 lines to get a great deal. Just $34.99 a month per line with unlimited data, even just 1.
That is a really good deal.
Get unlimited data for just $34.99 per line, even just 1. Only at U.S. Cellular. Terms apply. See uscellular.com for details.
This is Brandon Tate, owner and operator of Atlantic Wireless, an authorized agent for U.S. Cellular since 1997. Visit AtlanticWireless.com to find the store near you. We go beyond the call.
Hi, this is Jeff Charles, and welcome inside the booth. Baseball finally got one right. I will tell you what it is after this. Just like Pepsi, Holt Nailers from Greenville, born in Eastern Carolina.
It's that time of year again. Football season is upon us, and those of us that live in Eastern North Carolina know what a special time of year it is. This is Landon Minges with Minges Bottling Group. I'm the 4th generation of my family to have the honor of distributing Pepsi-Cola products to my neighbors in Eastern North Carolina. For over 75 years, my family has taken pride in this great responsibility, and we are proud to have remained locally owned and operated for over 7 decades. When you purchase a Pepsi in Eastern North Carolina, you are supporting your community and keeping those dollars right here in your own backyard. Support local, drink Pepsi, go Pirates.
Major League Baseball does a lot of dumb things, makes a lot of poor decisions, but they got this one right. It seems simple enough. Every team will play the other 29 next year. Of course, we have seen limited interleague play in recent years. Teams have been playing at 19 games against ball clubs in their own division every year. That's too many if you're a Detroit Tigers fan. You get a steady diet of the Cleveland Guardians, Minnesota Twins, Kansas City Royals, and Chicago White Sox. Moving forward, you'll only see those teams 13 times, a reduction of 6 games per year. Fans now will be able to see every team in Major League Baseball, and that should create more interest. Gone are the days of the American League versus the National League. In the old days, the 2 leagues had a hostility toward each other. Today, it's a different game, and next year's schedule will reflect it. Come on back again next time, and we'll visit inside the booth.
The Angus Grill is your premier spot for the best burgers, cheesesteaks, and brisket sandwiches around. Join us for our unmatched variety of burger combinations. From the mushroom bacon Swiss burger to the jalapeno popper burger to the original Angus classic. Pair that burger with our amazing onion rings, tots, fries, or sweet potato fries. Angus Grill, with 4 amazing locations in Eastern North Carolina, including Winterville near Pitt Community College, on Jarvis Street in Uptown Greenville, and on Statensburg Road near the hospital. It's the best burger around, guaranteed.
Pirate Radio.
We have a standard for the way you're going to play, and we're going to start making sure that we point out those that are meeting the standard, and everybody else has to rise to that. You have to. There is no choice. You have to rise to the standard, because the standard is what wins.
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by University PC Care, your local tech support experts for all your personal and business needs. Visit universitypccare.com to learn more today. Now, back to the show.
Geez, one of these days this mic will work. All right. For the latest breaking news, interesting stories, and awesome contests that can make you a winner, be sure to follow Pirate Radio on our social media on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at PR927FM. You can join the over 59,000 followers today. Now let's head back into Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Rock.
Mike Mullis in studio alert. Mike Mullis in studio alert. We're going to talk to Mully here to wrap up hour 1 and kick off hour 2. Mully, great to see you again.
Yeah, good to see you.
Chan Man is here. Hello, Chandler.
What's up, Clipper?
Good to see you. CJ and Peter, before you get out of here, I gave you a homework assignment before the show. We'll spring this one on you too, Mully. If you could pick one NFL head coach to run your team, who would you pick? Current, active NFL head coach. Who would you pick?
Are you asking for an answer, or is that my homework as well?
I need it done quiz. It's like more like a pop quiz for you.
Okay.
I need it now. Let's start with CJ, because I think I know what he's going to say.
I'll take my own head coach, Mike.
That's a good start.
I almost said Mike Houston.
Mike Tomlin would probably be on my list, if nothing else, for consistency.
Right.
And it seems like the players like him. There's not, which is funny, there is a lot of drama over the history, but that's been more about Antonio Brown and Le'Veon Bell.
And Ben Roethlisberger.
I think as them being individuals more so than Tomlin.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
I don't think anybody does a better job of handling that kind of stuff than Tomlin does.
Maybe so.
I mean,
Yeah.
that dude keeps the ship moving.
I think what stood out to me was, especially with Le'Veon Bell and Antonio Brown, he was able to keep them under control so long, and as soon as they leave the Steelers, everything kind of bursts out. You know what I mean? So now, once they leave the Steelers, like how much work had he put in to keep them at bay after seeing what they've done after leaving the Steelers?
Well, let's also face the fact Tomlin will be a tough dude, like in a stare down. Like, I don't think you want to get into a confrontation. He's witty enough, but he bites enough with his comments that I think it would there wouldn't be a ton of conversation. I think it's, hey, here's the deal. You can take it or leave it.
Can he go over 500 with Mitchell Trubisky? That would be a heck of a coaching job.
This will be his toughest task.
No, last year was worse. They were brutal last year to be 500. Didn't they end up 500, one over?
They were 9-8.
Yeah, they were one over. Yeah. Well, he hasn't been less than 500.
No, I knew that. I mean, I didn't know if they were dead on 500 last year, but last year, man, they were bad.
Mully, there's 17 games now in the NFL. You can't be 500.
Oh, you can't have a tie?
Damn it, he got me. When's the last time we saw a tie? That never happens.
Last week.
Who wants to go next?
I said Dan Campbell earlier, but
Chandler has a type.
I've got the meathead.
He said Dan Campbell and Mike Vrabel. He likes the meathead player coach guy.
My final answer was Sean McVay. He's a young coach who I think is very energetic. I think he sleeps maybe 2 hours a night. He puts in the work, and I think the players like him. I've seen documentaries on Sean McVay.
How many?
Like 3.
You sure you're not thinking about Tim McVay?
I'm thinking about Sean.
I have seen those docs. You don't know who Timothy McVeigh is, do you?
No.
Yeah, I figured. Read a book, Chandler.
What's the difference between reading a book and watching a documentary?
I'm not going to answer that.
You got to experience it for yourself, son. These books are neat things.
I like that answer. Steve Hill, Facebook Live, that was his answer. That was the first name that came to my mind as well. Maybe not the first, but the first name I landed on. Kyle Shanahan is on my list because it seems like no matter what running back they have healthy, or at this point quarterback they have healthy, they always have a winning team. And both of those guys, by the way, were Redskins assistants years and years ago. I think my final answer would be Sean McVay. Mully, who would you say?
I guess I'd go Belichick if he could bring Brady.
No,
I mean,
he can't.
But I mean, has anybody had any more success than him in recent? I mean,
no, but he ain't had nothing now. No,
he's getting. You know what? And I like, for some odd reason, like Cliff Kingsbury. He seems to be like a dude's got a little fire about him. I hear he only sleeps 2 hours a night. I watched the documentary, and I do. No, I think I think I would. I mean, I have to go Belichick. I mean, it might be a short run, but
I think the Patriots stink this year.
I don't disagree with you. Mac Jones is very good.
Peter, who's your pick?
I'm going Sean McDermott.
Sean McDermott.
Yep.
All right, up in Buffalo.
I think a lot of people forget about Josh Allen's first 2 years in the league. He wasn't that great, but that coaching staff really helped him turn around, and now you can see the kind of player that he is now.
Who was their offensive coordinator?
The ball, or now Ken Dorsey.
Ken Dorsey, yeah, who was with the U.
You know what? I think we overlooked a guy too that just hit. Brian Flores would be. I mean, to come on.
He's not an active coach.
He is an active coach. He's not an active head coach. He's on staff with Tomlin and him, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, well, I was saying active NFL head coach.
Okay, well, I mean, but he should be. What he did in Miami under those circumstances,
I mean,
pretty good coaching job.
Honestly, the real answer is Mike McDaniel.
I was going to say, did anybody think about Mike McDaniel?
I did, but I'm not ready to say it yet. But I love Mike McDaniel. I just don't know when things get bad. Hopefully, he's got some veterans around him, because if he going to get in the face of a defensive tackle and fire up a D-tackle? I don't think so.
Yeah, and different guys do that different ways.
I feel like Tomlin could do that.
Sure.
I don't know if McVay is a guy that can really do that.
And I think a guy like Belichick just cuts right to the quick, and
he would be good for that.
You know what I mean?
You think McVay's ever gotten Aaron Donald's face?
I mean, probably respectfully.
Maybe so.
I mean, there is, you win enough games, you have the reputation of a winner. These guys are professionals.
True.
They would, so I think he would be a guy that's got enough street cred that he could probably say, hey, man, we need to talk about this.
Mully, how about if you could have one active baseball manager to run your team?
Oh, wow. Again, I want to bring Clayton McCullough off the first base coach's box, just for lots of reasons.
Yeah.
And that's the thing in baseball. I kind of like the job that Gabe Kapler does.
I picked on him a lot when he was in Philly. I think he's kind of a lunatic.
But I tell you what, he earned a lot of my respect with the little situation with the pitcher last week. When the guy shows him up on the mound, and instead of handling it and blowing him up and taking him down the tunnel and addressing it the right way, that and I do think he's a different guy now. I mean, I think he's a strange, kind of a strange bird. But I think it's a perfect fit for San Fran.
People make fun of Brian Snitker and some of his decisions, but as far as
now you're being a homer.
I'm just talking on a radio show.
Well, okay.
Trying to
I thought you were answering your own question.
I didn't see anybody jumping in. As far as getting along with being a player's coach, and I don't know, the guys like him, respect him, will fight for him. You want that in your coach and your manager. He won a World Series last year, Mully.
Okay.
Is it a terrible decision if he is my choice?
I love when Clip argues with himself.
I'm arguing with you.
Speaking of that, there was these little comments that have been made on the air, one of which was with my two children with me on the pregame show, and Chandler makes the comment that he just mullied.
It was a she.
And my son, my youngest son, looks at me and goes, Dad, why do they say your name? And I'm like, well, that's a good question. I don't know. I'll have to get to the bottom of this.
And we'll have that answer for you when we return on hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live.
Cliffhanger.
So
actually, that was a cliffhanger.
If you're one of Mully's children listening, stay through the break. Listen to our great sponsors, and we'll tell you what mullied means. We'll have our definition and examples. We'll use it in a sentence when we return after this.
Are you ready, Pirate fans? Freeboot Friday is back. Uptown Greenville and the City of Greenville invites you to Freeboot Friday, the official pep rally of home ECU football games. Join fans for live music, food trucks, beer and wine, children activities, and more. The Freeboot Fun takes place from 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. each Friday before ECU home football games in 5 Points Plaza. Visit Uptown Greenville for more information, and as always, go Pirates!
Hello, Eastern North Carolina. If you're looking for a great place to work with competitive pay and a multitude of advancement opportunities, Pitt County Schools is hiring. We employ over 3,500 people, and we're one of the largest employers in our community and region. Pitt County Schools is currently seeking teachers, bus drivers, school nutrition personnel, facility staff, custodians, clerical staff, and more. We offer advanced leadership opportunities for our educators and competitive pay for our skilled labor force. Come work for a diverse, thriving school system and be an important part of ensuring success for the students of Pitt County who are the future of Eastern North Carolina. To fill out an application, visit our website today at pittschools.org. That's pittschools.org. And remember, education is truly a team effort. Pitt County Schools. Live and lead.
Love is never having to say you're sorry for your internet, because with MetroNet, you get fast, reliable, 100% fiber speeds you'll love with unlimited data, so you can stream, study, surf, and game on all your devices simultaneously. No lag times or buffering. MetroNet offers student deals. Get 100 megabit internet for just $39.95 a month. Switch to MetroNet today at metronet.com/switch. MetroNet. Love your internet.
Are you suffering from anxiety, sleep issues, or chronic pain? Have you heard of CBD? You can learn about the benefits of CBD right here in Greenville at the Hemp Garden. Hemp Garden offers a variety of products and solutions that are truly making a difference in our community. Hemp Garden also provides products that can assist with energy and focus. Have a pet? Come check out their selection of CBD pet products. Visit Hemp Garden to speak with a CBD specialist in a relaxed and welcoming environment today. Exclusive discounts are offered to first-time customers. Hemp Garden, located at 3040 South Evans Street in the Target Shopping Center in Greenville.
This is Braxton Green with Angel Oak Home Loans. If you're looking to purchase a home, it is still a great time, and being pre-qualified before you begin shopping is an advantage. At Angel Oak, we offer a wide variety of programs ranging from conventional, government, and portfolio loans that can fit most financial situations. To get started, contact our experienced team of Talbot Green, Joanne Weir, Wanda Hager, or myself, Braxton Green, at 751-2060.
NMLS 1719250, Equal Housing Lender.
Familia on Fire Tower Road in Winterville has a brand new updated menu. Open from 4 to 9 Tuesday through Saturday and 11 to 9 on Sundays, Familia has a variety of pizza combinations and classic Italian dishes that are sure to tackle your taste buds. Enjoy Thirsty Thursdays with $3 drafts with several local brews on tap. And who doesn't love brunch? Familia has Sunday brunch from 11 to 2. Follow Familia on social media for their pizza of the week for just $12. Visit online at familianc.com. Familia, that's Italian for family.
Before anyone walks into your business, the outside is what they see. Make sure your first impression is a good impression with the right curb appeal. Hi, this is Daniel Andrews from Dan Andrews Lawn Service. We specialize in making your business look great. Let us handle all your professional landscaping needs. We do it all so you don't ever have to worry. Residential services are also available. Call us today at 717-8006 and we'll come out and give you a free quote. Taking care of your landscaping needs is all we do, and we've been doing it for over 20 years. You can trust our reliable team at Dan Andrews Lawn Service, covering all of Eastern North Carolina.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 at 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by First Bank. Together with our customers, we're creating a world where individuals and communities thrive. Visit the First Bank location on Arlington Boulevard in Greenville for all your personal and business banking needs. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? We'll keep it local and print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com, the official sportswear provider of Pirate Radio. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here's Clip Rock.
All right. Looking at a tweet from Brad Powers. I think he's a gambling dude. He's got the 3-0 against the spread teams in college football with the cover margin. East Carolina coming in 11th right now at plus 7.7 points. So ECU 3-0 against the spread this year.
Is Brad Powers related to Chad Powers?
Or Jack Powers.
Did you see the Chad Powers?
One at a time. I did see Chad Powers. Do you know who that is, Chan?
I do.
That was a great video.
That was cool. For those that don't know, it's Eli Manning dressed up as a walk-on at Penn State.
I thought Penn State was a random school for him to do it for, but
I don't know.
But it was a good video.
What the connection is there. I have done a major turn on Eli Manning. Not that I ever disliked him as a human being, but I disliked him as a quarterback since he played for the Giants.
Well, it's easy to make a major turn considering he's not playing quarterback anymore. So so you kind of didn't like him as a human being.
Good addition, Mully. But him being on the Manning cast,
he's awesome.
His sense of humor, he is fantastic, and his football knowledge, obviously. Manning, did you watch it week 1?
Mm-hmm.
It's back next Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Chandler and I are fired up.
Yes, sir. Can't wait. And week 1 was perfect. That was a good way to start the season with the debacle that was with the Broncos and Seahawks. And they had Shannon Sharp up there screaming and saying, "Kick what?" So that was a good way to start the Manning cast of the year.
Mully, I like you way more than you like me. And when you came in today, I said I'd love to watch some NFL with you.
Yeah.
You know what else I'd love to do with you?
Tell me.
You sure you want me to tell you?
I mean, easy.
I want to, and I've talked to Bryce Williams about this, do a watch-along for ECU on a road game this year. Hang out, watch the game.
Okay.
Be on YouTube, Facebook.
We've done those types of things.
How about I'd love for you to join us for one.
That would be great.
That would be an absolute blast.
Let's
you,
do it.
Bryce, me, Chan, Man, Shirley, the crew here.
Yeah, be great.
All right, you heard it.
Done deal.
We'll do that at some point this year. All right, what is a Mully? How does someone Mully? And by the way, I remember part of what you're talking about. I think we might be using Mully for a different definition for Mullied. Mine is just being the ultimate contrarian, taking the other side of a point. Yeah. How are you using it in that particular?
So that day we went out to the tailgate zone, the Pirate Radio tailgate zone, and talked to
Caitlin Weaver.
And Caitlin Weaver, daughter of Billy Weaver, said that we were going to shut out Old Dominion. And then she said that the final score was going to be 41-10. So then I said she mullied herself. So what I mean by that is she just went with the opposite of what she said. She contradicted what she said. So say the show is going great right now.
Mully would take the contrarian angle and say it's not going that well.
You know.
Okay.
I think you're kind of pushing. Like, that was a Stephen A. Smith, which is what I was trying to say. Because one day earlier, Stephen A. Smith said the Chargers would score the most points in the NFL week 1. He was followed up with, all right,
to the Raiders.
Chargers, Raiders, who you got? He said, I'll take the Raiders.
Right.
Now, Caitlin pulled a Stephen A. I don't know if she pulled a Mully in that instance.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Is Clip kind of mullying?
Right now, I'm mullying.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Basically.
You get it.
No, I do.
No, I do.
No, I do.
Yes or no?
Yeah. No. I get it.
But now, and I hope your kids didn't think we were like insulting you. I mean, we hold you in high regard.
No, I mean, I'll just have to explain it to them. But that'll be okay.
You have to go back and say everything's all right, everything's fine.
Are you willing to tell us right now on the air what you said about us to your kids? Because I would love to hear that.
No, because Matt goes, Dad, what they said your name, and I said, son, I have no earthly idea. I said, I'll find out. Oh, I'll find out.
I'm damn sure we'll find out. All right, good stuff. How about the Pirates, Mully? 2-1.
I mean, really,
hold nailers, breaking records.
Yeah, dude's having a great year. I mean, he's having a great year, but just as tough as anybody in the game. Look, this obviously Navy. It's always like, oh, it's Navy. You know, it's.
Have you seen the line?
Makes you a little nervous. So was it 17?
17.
Yeah. Well, I saw it at 32.5 last week, and I'm like, wow, that's crazy.
True.
And, you know, so 17 against Navy, though. Part of it is we. It's not part of it. We all just go right to history, and it makes us cringe.
Exactly.
So, but you know. The nice thing with Navy, I think, is it's obviously they're very easy to prepare for. They're very difficult to execute against. So they've had plenty of years, and now I think the athletes line up a whole lot better for East Carolina than I told somebody yesterday, or maybe it was this morning. Days kind of run together. I was like, I think this is the best and most whole East Carolina football team maybe in 10, 12 years.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you look top to bottom. and just execution. I mean, it's fun to watch, and I will tell you the scheduling was perfect. I mean, obviously the great test out of the gate, a couple games to get your legs underneath you, build some excitement before you head into conference play. So, man, you got to really like where they're at.
Navy leads the series 7-2. East Carolina winning last year. I know Igo and I have talked about this, and I'm looking at the numbers East Carolina's put up offensively. So 2015, the Pirates scored 21. 2016, 31. Yeah, maybe that is enough to win. 2019, 10 points. We kind of had the point that East Carolina, sure, it's tough to stop the option, but the offense almost wasn't holding up their end of the bargain in these games.
Well, and they're not going to get the number of touches against the
True,
option.
But they scored 38 last year,
right,
including that last kick. I feel like this year, you talked about the athletes and our guys stacking up well against Navy. I think and I hope this year the offense will do more than their part and not put the defense in, a situation where they got to get off the field every time.
Well, again, I think that's kind of one, it's chicken and egg with that whole scenario. Like the defense has to do their deal assignment football to give them a chance to get off the field. Then we need to see the Pirate offense get on the field and score.
The problem was in some of those games in the past, we just remember East Carolina like starting 3 and out, Navy scoring. Right. And if Navy gets up 2 possessions, it's tough to catch up.
Steep hill climb.
So, and East Carolina has been a second half team, so they need to, and they did drive the field, first possession last week, scored a touchdown after giving up a field goal. So they need to get out of the gates hot and not fall behind.
Yeah, did anybody have a really terrible feeling in the pit of their stomach when the school board's 10-7 Camels?
I wouldn't say terrible.
I would say terrible. I was like, oh, no. Come on.
You weren't thinking they were going to lose, did you? You were thinking Charleston Southern last year, this is going to be a dogfight?
Yeah, is this thing going to come down to the wire? But they didn't, man. They handled business. I love them, but 32.5 is an awful lot of points in college football, in any football.
And they covered it.
Correct.
17 is that too much?
I'm going to say no. I mean, boldly now that they covered 32.5. But no, it was. No, they've got it going. And the other thing is coming out of the state weekend, and everybody keeps thinking about the state weekend. You can't help it but to think about it. But boy, it was a great opportunity for letdown, and you just didn't see any.
Yeah, I'm going to mention this when we talk to Antoine Staley in a moment, but I'm going to ride the fence here and say on one side, every week is going to be a dogfight. That might include this Saturday. That includes South Florida and Tulane and those teams, and obviously the bigger names. But on the other side of the fence, I'm saying we have a chance this year to win the conference, win the league. I think we're in the conversation right now, Mully.
Well, I mean, right now, certainly. But that's kind of like I heard you guys doing the bowl projections. That's the thing with sports. That's part of the beauty of sports is that everybody wants to be the predictor of what happens a long ways out. So they could just tell their buddies, I told you.
Well, this is the first year I'm saying this, though, in a long time.
No, I think the team,
realistically.
Yeah, the team, that there's talent. The team is how it needs to be. Quarterback plays how it needs to be. All those things are subject to change at any moment, as we all know. With one hit, some of that can get off kilter. But I would agree with you. It is the best chance, again, since we've been in this conference to win this conference.
Mike Mullis joining us. Mully, Green Bay. Taking care of Chicago. Were you having a Campbell ECU moment when it was 7-0?
Man, I am so numb
7-3.
I'm telling you, I'm so numb to it with the Aaron Rodgers debacle fiasco. But he played great. He was Aaron Rodgers. Guys caught balls. Aaron Jones. I mean, you made a mention when we talked about it before the season started about him being a playmaker. Maybe I didn't give him the credit he deserves. I see a lot of Christian McCaffrey and Aaron Jones where they're going to wear the tread off those tires fairly quickly.
Well, good news. Dylan, their running back, is perfectly fine to come in and run the ball.
Yeah, but you still don't have anything on the outside, anything of measure.
They are recycling. Speaking of tread on tires, Sammy Watkins out there making catches. Randall Cobb still there,
right?
And they're trying to find a youngster.
I mean, Randall Cobb. How that cat has been around. He's been around forever.
Now he was I think hurt. I don't think he played against East Carolina, but he was on that Kentucky team that played ECU in the Liberty Bowl. And I think he was out that day, but he was a part of that team. It tells you how long. And so that was what? Dwayne Harris was on those teams, right? That was his era, I guess.
Yeah.
Or right before it anyway. Yeah, I think
Dwayne was 07 to 10.
Just kind of tells you how long
been around
he's been
for a while.
Yeah. I don't know. Any broad proclamations here for 2 weeks into the NFL season? Panthers, are they done?
I mean, the one that, they're awful.
Terrible.
That's not even a broad proclamation. That's just,
All right.
It's evident.
Ray Charles could see that. I think the Bills are going to be very, very difficult to beat. That is not a broad proclamation either. Well, hold on. If you led with are the Panthers done, and then you throw the hands up when I say that, I'm just telling you, man.
He's got a point there.
I'm just telling you, the Bills are no joke. Von Miller, that dude. I mean,
you talk about somebody still playing and making it and getting it done.
And he is playing better than I can ever remember him playing.
My gosh.
And it's almost like they just told him, go get the quarterback. Like, you go in the back. Don't worry about anything else. You go as hard as you could go. And when you have a defensive secondary like they have, that allows a guy like Von Miller to pin his ears back.
The Bills have played the Rams, Super Bowl champion, and the Titans, division winners of the South last year, right? Which, that's not a huge trophy to get, and have outscored them 72-17 to start the season.
And I'll tell you, the Eagles, I thought they have looked good.
I don't like that at all.
Well, I know you don't like it, but
they're good.
It's a fact.
If Jalen Hurts is throwing the ball 35 yards downfield with what he can do with his legs, he's an MVP candidate.
And Jalen Hurts is not the he doesn't feel to me like the scramble first guy, like a Kyler Murray or
he just happens to have it.
He happens to be able to run, and but I think he really gets the pro style offense. I think the decisions he made in college to me are telltale of his mental maturity. Man, they're just really, really good. And the flip side of the coin is the Cincinnati Bengals are really, really bad.
And here's another thing.
And
Kirk
you know
Cousins
what?
is not good in prime time.
Well, that is a fact. And Mully, I kind of see things differently as the football analyst I am.
The savant.
I look at offensive lines. I know you like to look at quarterbacks, receivers, the flashiness. Philly, elite O-line. Cincinnati, bad O-line.
Nicely done. Every time I see Joe Burrow, I cannot help but to see the guy from the Brewer guy.
Jim Brewer
from Saturday Night Live. That's all I see when I look at Joe
Pesci show.
Yeah, you talking about a dude that drank his own Kool-Aid. Joe Burrow loves some Joe Burrow, and it is blowing up all around him. Right, he has been just awful.
I know.
I mean, I don't know who's worse right now, him or Matt Ryan.
Nobody cares about other people's fantasy teams. He's my quarterback, and things are not well.
Congratulations.
Yeah, not good at all. Mully, anything else? You see Bryson DeChambeau take a sniper shot?
Oh, that was funny. With the wire got him?
Yeah.
Yeah, the wire.
How dramatic was that?
Oh, and he goes to a knee and he's...
when he ripped the towel out of the caddy's hand?
Yeah. Well, we got President's Cup this weekend.
In
North Carolina.
Charlotte.
Yeah.
Quahala.
Am I aware of that?
Yeah. And it's it's always kind of a JV event anyway compared to the Ryder Cup, obviously. It should be held in higher regard because you have the complete international golfing world to draw from.
Ryder Cup's USA versus Europe. This is USA versus
the world.
Yeah.
But the teams, when you look at the teams on paper, it should be a train wreck. I mean, we should absolutely, the Americans should pummel them. But I don't know. I just, it's so weird right now with all the live stuff and whatever. And I think the Europeans are going to have a little bit of a chip, or I say Europeans, the world team is going to have a little bit of a chip on its shoulder because everybody is writing them off already. And quite frankly, when you look at both teams, there's no one matchup that you hope you see because it's really a bunch of vanilla guys.
Yeah.
There's no, and we were talking about it with a group yesterday. The greatest match play that I've ever seen was the Ryder Cup when Patrick Reed and Rory went at it for 9 holes, and it was like the Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, McDonald's commercials where he's shooting it from the Empire State Building, whatever. They were making putts on top of each other and just amazing golf. But I don't know that's in in stake for this, but we'll see.
Mully, if this was September of 1996 or 7, we would we be leading the show with Aaron Judge and what's happening?
That's a great point, man. I don't.
I remember the Sosa McGuire stuff, and I was all in, and they were cutting into every sporting event.
It is so funny you say that, Clip. I thought last night, or again when I was watching the highlights this morning, whenever it was, I thought, I don't know that I've watched the entirety of a Major League Baseball game all year. Now I'll catch the highlights, but I don't think I'm alone in that.
Nah.
And then obviously now with the new rule suggestions, or not rule suggestions, the new rules that are
going to be
coming in,
implemented,
it just pushes the old-fashioned fan further and further away. The last good baseball I saw, again, and we've talked about it on the air, was the captain, the Jeter deal, and that was great, man. That was good for the soul, but it's just not the same game, man, and it's unfortunate. But no, you're right. I think
it is. Chandler, you don't care about it, right? Like kids, you're not a kid, but like nobody really. I don't know. I guess Yankees fans are into it, but that's about it. It's kind of crazy. All right, Mully, good to see you, man.
Yeah, and the other thing, even as the playoffs round out, the Mets got in the postseason, cool, but there's nothing compelling about any of it.
Mets, Braves are going to be fighting for the East. Did you see? Do you know the Dodgers run differential this year?
Oh, it's probably. I know it's got to be crazy.
I was looking at it because I was looking at some Braves Mets stuff, and the Dodgers run differential is 332.
That's pretty
plus
good.
332. That is insane.
That's pretty good.
And just for example, like the Astros are 203, Yankees 209, Dodgers 332. Incredible.
Yep.
All right, and they'll blow it in the playoffs, hopefully, to the Braves. Thanks for hanging out, Mully.
Yep, enjoyed it. Glad we.
You mean that though, right? When you said that, it didn't sound like it.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I'm bullying you.
You are, to a T. All right, we'll take a timeout, come back. More to go. Antwan Staley, New York Daily News, covers the Jets. So we'll talk a little Jets
about that game.
Win, and more NFL, ECU, and more. Back with you after this.
Here today with Jeff Stein from Brown & Wood. Jeff, how's the service department?
Service is going great. Like I told you before, 2022 is the year of the customer. We've been voted #1 dealership in Greenville for 3 years in a row, and there's a reason why. For service, we still offer free pickup and drop-off, so we're trying to make it super convenient for the customer. And right now, our customers are repairing their vehicles more than ever.
How can people make a service appointment?
They can go to brownwood.net or dial 355-6080.
The Buccaneer Music Hall is your beacon of music in the land of pirates. The doors open at noon, 7 days a week. And the Buck has live music every night, along with football. Monday is open mic night, the first Monday of each month. Tuesday, it's karaoke with DJ Captain Morgan. Wednesday, it's acoustic night. Thursday, it's the dance party with DJ Kid Scene and live music every Friday and Saturday night with the best bands on the East Coast. Follow the Buck on Instagram for information and schedule of events. This season, party like a pirate at the Buck.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Holt Nailers for my friends at ArcPoint Labs. Just as I trust my teammates, you can trust ArcPoint Labs to give you quick and accurate results for your laboratory testing needs. ArcPoint Labs provides insights and solutions to enable individuals, businesses, and communities to make informed decisions on their health, safety, and well-being. Visit any of the 6 Eastern North Carolina ArcPoint Labs locations or go to arcpointlabs.com. Go Pirates!
Christie's Europub is the perfect place to relax, grab a bite, and enjoy a drink. Located in the heart of Greenville and just a few blocks from ECU's campus, Christie's offers lunch, dinner, and late night with live music every Sunday. Come and have brunch Monday through Friday from 11 to 3 or Saturday and Sunday from 11 to 4. Scratch cooking takes time, so relax and enjoy a pint at Christie's Europub today. For the latest information, check them out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram or visit them online at christieseuropub.com.
Hey Pirate fans, this is head coach Mike Houston. The physicians at Orthopedics East and Sports Medicine Center have been taking care of our athletes here at East Carolina for more than 35 years. Whether it's treatment for your sports injury or if it's time for that joint replacement, Orthopedics East provides the latest in operative and non-operative orthopedic care, physical therapy, and diagnostic testing. For experienced and professional services, call the folks who have been taking care of me and many of our fans in Pirate Nation, or visit them online at orthopedicseast.com. Go Pirates!
Be sure to check out David Price Construction for all of your commercial or custom residential renovation and building needs. Run by ECU alumni, David Price Construction specializes in commercial projects, maintenance on facilities, and large-scale residential renovations and additions. Proud to be voted the Remodeler of the Year by the Home Builders Association of Raleigh-Wake County in 2018 and Best Business Commercial Remodel Project winner for 2020. David Price Construction, the proud ECU Home Services partner.
Mow like a pro with Hustler Turf zero-turn mowers. They engineer their mowers to be maintenance and service friendly for the everyday homeowner while not sacrificing the build and cut quality they're known for. From the heavy-duty frame to the welded steel deck to their trademark smooth track steering, Hustler Turf zero-turn mowers deliver professional grade cut quality for a perfectly manicured lawn. Come into Ron Ayers Motorsports to see the Hustler difference for yourself today. Ron Ayers Motorsports, Highway 11, north of the airport in Greenville.
BMS Builders is your premier custom builder in eastern North Carolina. With homes in Blackwood, Mills Creek, Dalton's Cove and Farmville, and Belmar and Ayden, they're constantly expanding. Now to Laurel Glen and Sarah's Way, plus the new duplex community at Abigail Trails. BMS Builders can build the home of your dreams. Just ask Dr. Dennis Ross in Greenville or ECU football coach Mike Houston. They built their homes and they can build yours as well. Call 916-1578 for BMS Builders.
This is Miles Berry, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by First Bank. Together with our customers, we're creating a world where individuals and communities thrive. Visit the First Bank location on Arlington Boulevard in Greenville for all your personal and business banking needs. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. From sales to service, Greenville Auto World has all of your vehicle needs covered. You can shop all of their inventory now at greenvilleautoworld.net. If you're also looking for someone to service your vehicle, they have a full service and repair facility. They do brakes, oil changes, tires, inspections, and they can repair any kind of vehicle. Greenville Auto World across from Speedway at Bells Fork and online at greenvilleautoworld.net. Thanks to Tim Sutton and Jim Rogers for their sponsorship of the program. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip.
Already back with you, Pirate Radio Live here on a Tuesday. We got some Mike Houston audio to get to in hour number 3. He had his weekly press conference earlier today. Also, Justin Redd, Miles Berry, and Xavier Smith talked to the media, so we'll have that for you hour 3. Also, Bryce Williams will join us right now. We'll continue the ECU and NFL talk with Antoine Staley, a Pirate alum, and now with the New York Daily News covering the Jets. He joins us here on the Pit Electric live line. Antoine, welcome back. How you doing, man?
I'm doing all right, Cliff. How you doing?
Fantastic, and having fun this football season. We got a lot to discuss. Let's start with our Pirates, Antoine. 2-1 start to the season. Heartbreaking loss to NC State, but have bounced back strong in wins over Old Dominion and Campbell. They'll begin conference play against Navy this Saturday. And Antoine, you've been a lot of different places and covered a lot of different teams, and at all your stops, you rep the Pirates. You're proud to be a Pirate. It's been tough to do that, right? The last 5, 6, 7 years, but starting to get that pride back again with the way Mike Houston's football team's playing. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I thought last year, especially like you look at the Navy game last year in particular, and the way that they won that game, last second field goal. I think that set the tone, and it helped this team kind of propel and have a winning record, and kind of come in this year with a lot of different expectations because, as you know, Navy was always and still is like a tough opponent to play because of the triple option and the things that they do, and has always give East Carolina problems. But, yeah, they were able to get that out and get a big-time win. And, like I said, I really thought they turned the corner. And, obviously the NC State loss was disappointing for a lot of different reasons. But, I definitely think this team can still achieve a lot of the goals that they set out for themselves. I thought Holton Ayers is doing a tremendous job so far. Ended up throwing 3 touchdowns against Campbell, and I expect them to have a really big game against a Navy team they definitely should handle pretty easily.
Antoine, it's such a fine line, and because I can look at it one way and say East Carolina is going to be in dogfights every year. The Navy game is always a tough one. Look at what Tulane just did at K-State, and South Florida nearly upset the Gators in the Swamp. And, of course, you've got good teams still with Cincinnati and SMU and UCF. Houston, it still could be a good team, but, boy, they got beat pretty bad by Kansas over the weekend. So every week it's going to be a dogfight. At the same time, I could see East Carolina as a team challenging for the top of the AAC this year. I don't know if there is a dominant team in this conference. Maybe it'll end up being Cincinnati again. Their only loss was at Arkansas. But I think ECU is at least in the conversation with these other teams. Right, Antoine?
I agree. I think there's so many question marks if you look at some of the other teams that they play. And, South Florida has definitely improved. We saw them, as you alluded to, nearly come up with the upset against the Florida Gators on Saturday. Tulane still really good. But, questions with Houston still remain. UCF doesn't look like your father's UCF team. They've definitely lost a lot of talent there. And so I definitely think that's a winnable game, especially that's a game they should win, especially playing at home. So, yeah, I definitely think, I thought coming into the year 8 wins was legitimately possible for ECU. But, yeah, I mean, they could possibly even, squeak out 9 wins, and I definitely would not be surprised there. I think Houston, they also have that game at home, too, as well. I think that's winnable. At Cincinnati, it's definitely going to be difficult there along with Tulane, but there's no reason why I don't think this team could, win 9 games. And then if you add in the bowl game, 10 wins, that would be something special for this program, something we have not seen in quite a while.
Antoine Staley joining us, talking college football. We'll dive into some NFL in a little bit as well. How about the state of North Carolina, Antoine? And it'll be on display this Saturday on ABC at noon when Clemson is at Wake Forest, and both teams 3-0. Sam Hartman healthy. Wake coming off a win over Liberty where they were not pleased with how that game went, but still 3-0. Both teams in the top 25. So you've got that. North Carolina is a shaky 3-0. How about Duke? NC State undefeated, and App State was the talk of the country last week with College Game Day and their Hail Mary. So the state of North Carolina, known as a basketball state, looking much like a football state right now, and we'll see what happens in Winston-Salem on Saturday.
Yeah, I always thought, and I said this for years, that North Carolina has a ton of high school talent, and it's just always got gobbled up by other programs in other states. When you talk about Tennessee, Georgia, or Florida, a lot of the SEC schools. But now, I think you're seeing a lot of those local kids deciding to stay home, go to North Carolina or NC State, or, if you have 2 or 3 star recruits, they're going to ECU or App State and, some other places there outside of Clemson. So, yeah, I think it's great to see the success that they're having, the state is, and I'm just glad that people are finally realize how much talent it is in the state. I always thought it was one of the more underrated, high school talents as far as in terms of states in the country.
You bring up a good point there with recruiting, Antoine, and I'll add to it. How about the transfer portal? And you got a guy like Ryan Jones who was playing defense at Oklahoma that said, I'm going back to my home state. He's a Charlotte native, came here to East Carolina. Chandre Mims played high school football in Eastern North Carolina. He transferred in as a grad transfer to ECU. So you see these guys kind of go away, and now they have the opportunity to come back closer to home and play and maybe right the wrong that was their decision coming out of high school. But I think that's an important factor in this too.
Yeah, absolutely. Transfer portal has really changed everything in college football and college sports in particular. And it's funny, I was just having kind of a conversation with one of the other Jets beat writers, and he had asked me about ECU and how many transfers had they gotten this, during out the all season. I was like, yeah, they really hit it hard, and I think that's kind of a testament to Mike Houston and what he has done, and also just the fact that the program, people are starting to take, notice is starting to turn around and notice what Houston has done in such a short amount of time. But, yeah, I definitely think, the transfer portal has definitely helped ECU out immensely, and I definitely think it will continue in the future, especially if they end up having a really good year. I could even see even more, transfers coming to ECU and reaping the benefits.
Antoine Staley joining us. Antoine, you previously covered Oregon, and one of the scores we were keeping an eye on this past weekend was Oregon-BYU, because the Pirates will take on the Cougars later this year. They look like a really good football team playing a really tough schedule. They were coming off the win over Baylor, taking on Oregon, and really all we had seen from that point from the Ducks was just getting worn out by Georgia. And now that we see Oregon beating BYU, I think it just says to how great Georgia still is. Not that we wrote them off, but heck, I was saying Ohio State, Alabama crash course to the championship. I didn't put Georgia in there just because of all they lost. And, man, look at the scores they're putting up right now. But thought about when I saw that Oregon and BYU result, it made me think about Georgia even more.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you just, reload. That's basically they're in the same breath as Alabama now. They can lose I don't know how many players to the draft each and every year, and they're gonna be just fine. Same thing with Alabama this year. They have all these first round picks in the league, and it doesn't matter. They're still gonna be among contenders in college football. And the same thing with Georgia, especially with the way Stetson Bennett has been playing too. They have the best tight end Bowers, I think, in the country. So, to have those two players just kind of bouncing off each other and just have that connection. And the defense is still strong, too. So, yeah, I'm curious to see how they'll play Alabama later on this year, which is like they're on the collision course to doing so once again in the SEC championship. But, yeah, Georgia will be there, and probably, one way or the other, whether they win or lose the SEC championship, will probably be in the playoffs. But I'm not that surprised. But, yeah, I think a lot of people just kind of wrote Oregon off. And, I think they still have some questions with Bo Nix. I mean, we've seen them at Auburn. How good Bo Nix, bad Bo Nix at times, and that's kind of the experience Auburn fans dealt with for years, and I guess Oregon fans are going to deal with that throughout the course of this year too as well.
Antoine, I know we talked preseason about kind of big picture and college football playoff, and you've got your familiar names at the top. As we've gone through 3 weeks here, is there and I say outsider, but I guess I'm speaking of a Power 5, a big school like a Tennessee or somebody out of the Big 12, I don't know. But is there anybody you could see creeping up to the college football playoff? Maybe a team you're watching out for you think could go 11-1 or perhaps run the table and get in this year?
I still wouldn't necessarily write Utah off just simply because, I mean, I know they had to swamp, but if they end up going 11-1 or even 12-1 and win the Pac-12 championship, I think, especially considering the SEC is going to beat up on each other, Alabama and Georgia, going to play each other in the SEC championship. If Utah just keeps winning and winning, and if they do it convincingly, I think they could, still slide into that college football playoff potentially. There is still a lot of games to be played there. I would choose Arkansas, but the Razorbacks, they got to go through Alabama. I thought about Tennessee too when you asked me, but again, they got to play Alabama.
But if those teams have one loss and that one loss is to Bama, the problem is, I guess, that keeps them out of the SEC, out of the championship game, and it would be tough to get in if you're one of those and not playing in the championship, I guess.
I will say Kentucky, maybe, but then again, you got to go through Georgia,
right?
So that's be easy either. But I have been impressed with the Wildcats so far.
Utah, they got to hope that USC can run through Oregon State, Arizona State, Washington State. That would set up an October 15th date, and of course Utah has to do their part and win. But at that point, if Utah and USC are winning October 15th, you got two top 10 teams facing off at Utah, and that would be a chance for them to. You're right. You got that one early loss, but if you can run the table, you can certainly bounce back from it.
Yeah, absolutely. And USC, you talked about they got a tough game against Oregon State this upcoming weekend. I mean, it's too bad that nobody has the Pac-12 network.
Oh man, that game's on the Pac-12 network.
Yes,
that is brutal. Yeah, you're right. 9:30, man.
Nobody's going to be able to watch that unless you're, out west. But yeah, Oregon State has been a sneaky good team so far this year.
Talking to Antoine Staley. Hey, two big jobs already open, Antoine, with Scott Frost being fired at Nebraska and then Herm Edwards getting fired at Arizona State. So Is this early? And look, one lost to a FCS team, the other lost to a Sun Belt team, and had been struggling, so we kind of get it. But I feel like we're not usually talking about this before we get out of September, but this year we are.
Yeah, I'm really surprised Herm Edwards lasted the offseason, considering the scandals and everything that's going on right now surrounding Arizona State, and the fact that they hadn't won the way that I think a lot of people expected them to. I always thought Arizona State was a program that should be better in football than what they are. I mean, they have everything that you need. They just been mediocre, in football for whatever reason. So they need to be able to get it right with the next coach there. Like I said, I'm really surprised Herm Edwards survived since 2017 when he got hired. So, but Nebraska, Scott Frost, if you talk about the game against, in Ireland against Northwestern, and the Georgia Southern game, I mean, that's just that was the nail in the coffin there. I thought he might get fired in October, but they decided enough is enough, and I'm not surprised that happened the way that it did. I'm curious to see who they're gonna get in there, because that's a job that it's changed. The college landscape of college football has changed since Nebraska was last a mega power, and they need to get this right and need to get somebody that can try to get that ball rolling again. I know Matt Rule's name has been kind of rumored.
I was going to say, Panthers fans are hoping it's Matt Rule.
Oh, yeah, they definitely are. But I think that probably would be a good fit for him if he does go back to college football.
Yeah, and then I certainly haven't forgotten what he did at Temple, and, of course, how he built back Baylor so quickly. I think he'd be a great hire at one of those stops. Antoine, well, let's talk about the JETS Jets. Robert Saleh was keeping receipts, he said last week. So hopefully you hadn't said anything negative about the Jets, because he'd be coming after you. But, man, how about that win on Sunday?
Yeah, I was there in Cleveland, and, when Nick Chubb scored that touchdown with 1:55 left, you're thinking, he could have went down, and then they could have just ran out the clock. But, you're thinking they're up 13 at that point. Yeah, there's no way the Jets are going to come back and win. I already started writing my story thinking they're going to go 0-2, and, they throw a 66-yard touchdown to Corey Davis and recover the onside kick, and, then Lord behold, Garrett Wilson ended up scoring that late touchdown from Joe Flacco, and man, that was just such a crazy game and events in 1 minute and 55 seconds. But that shows. Robert Saleh has talked about how this is definitely a different team, different Jets team. This is not the same Jets from previous years. We'll see as the season goes on, but I don't know if other Jets teams would have won a game like that, especially with so little time left in the game and being down double digits.
I was watching, I was probably Pick Central on Barstool or something. It was a football show, but they were talking about the Jets, and they said, well, who do the Jets got this week? And one of the guys said, the team that needs a win more, that is in the biggest must-win situation in the NFL, the Bengals. I mean, that Jets win sets up a huge game for Sunday, especially on the Bengals side. They come in 0-2, as you know, Antoine, and those Jets fans are going to be fired up to welcome their team back home after that win. That actually has turned into a fun game here.
Yeah, and you remember the Jets beat the Bengals last year in the regular season at MetLife Stadium. So, yeah, I'm sure they remember that, and, they're coming in like they're super hungry, because you go down 0-3 in this league, then that pretty much 0-2 is bad, but 0-3 is definitely, considered a death sentence at that point. But yeah, they're in trouble, because they can't take Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow is getting sacked 13 times in 2 weeks. If he continues, he will be sacked over 100 times this year. Like he won't make it. Like this rate. So yeah, they're gonna have to try to do something to be able to protect him, or otherwise the Bengals are in serious trouble. And I'm sure the Jets know that. Defensive line is probably licking their chops trying to, contain Joe Burrow. But, yeah, their offensive line, you thought they fixed their problems of going to get Leo Collins in the offseason.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like they're even worse than what they were when they went to the Super Bowl a year ago.
I'm a year late on my my Bengals take that they made a mistake drafting Jamar Chase and should have gone O-line. And I looked like a fool all last year, and probably still look like a fool, but because they went to the Super Bowl. But it is rearing its ugly head right now, and Burrow has not been good, and there's reasons for that. Jets Bengals, all of a sudden a fun game coming up this Sunday. Antoine, as you look, how about the team sharing that building with the Jets? The Giants are a 2-0. I don't know how good of a 2-0 they are, but it doesn't really matter. 2-0 is 2-0 as they knocked off the Panthers, and now they will be at home as well. It's a Sunday-Monday doubleheader there at East Rutherford as they'll be taking on the Cowboys Monday night.
Yeah, it is. Saquon Barkley, first week against the Titans, looked like old Penn State Saquon Barkley, the way he was running there. And then now they, Brian Daboll has got Daniel Jones to play, adequate football where he's not necessarily turning the ball over. He outplayed, Baker Mayfield last week. So I think that's a testament of what, Daboll has done in such a short amount of time. I know they have a, very light schedule early on, but, you play the teams who's on your schedule. So, it just happened to be, you beat a Tennessee team that, a lot of people thought might be good, but after seeing them against the Bills last night, I'm definitely skeptical of that. And then the Panthers, definitely still struggling there, even with the addition of Baker Mayfield. And now, you're playing the Cowboys team without Dak Prescott. I know they beat the Bengals last week, but playing at home, that's a game they should win and go 3-0. And you do that, and then you got the Bears after that. Week 4, we could be possibly talking about the Giants going 4-0 heading to Green Bay week 5. So I don't think anybody saw that coming.
Antoine Staley, New York Daily News, joining us talking football today. Here's one, Antoine, and we got another must-win bowl coming up Sunday. Raiders at Titans. Loser of that game drops to 0-3. So I'll give you this one. What winless team right now, Antoine, is still, in your opinion, sitting in decent shape to have a good season this year? And I'll go with both of those teams, Raiders, Titans, which one of them's going to be 0-3, one's going to be 1-2. I'll throw out the Colts to you. And there was one more, the Bengals. So Raiders, Titans, Colts, Bengals. None of those teams have a win right now in the AFC, but which one could you see still making the playoffs, having a good year this year?
I think the Colts, because of that division. Like, that division is not good at all. Who's going to come? Do I believe in Jacksonville? Not necessarily yet, although Trevor Lawrence looks like a completely different quarterback. Yeah, it's a wonder what happens when you actually have good coaching as opposed to what they had a year ago. But, I definitely think it's still the Colts there. I know Matt Ryan hasn't particularly played well, but they have so many skill position players there. I find it hard to believe that they don't win that division. So, I'll go with the Colts.
Jags on top of it right now after beating the Colts, but everybody else still looking for a win in that AFC South. Talking to Antoine Staley, Panthers off to an 0-2 start. They need to right the ship quickly, Antoine, but can they do that against a Saints team that comes in 1-1 on Sunday?
Yeah, that is a tough order, especially considering their spirited matchup against the Bucs last week. And then they're playing the Saints team that, their defense is one of the best in the NFL. And now you got, the offensive struggles that the Panthers have had. And, they struggle to get anything going against the Giants. And now you're playing a much better defense with the Saints, too. So I'm sure they're going to be looking to try to get a lot of pressure on Baker Mayfield and force a lot of mistakes there. I have to go with the Saints in this one. I think the Panthers are in serious trouble, and possibly go at 0-3. To play the Cardinals week 4, which their schedule is brutal. Like, they got the Cardinals, 49ers, the Rams, and then the Buccaneers. So this thing can snowball in a hurry for Matt Rule and the Panthers. And Panther fans wasn't happy at the beginning of the year anyway. So now you factor in, 0-2, and now they have a must-win game against the Saints, or, this thing could really, get crazy.
Antoine Staley joining us. We're up against it. I could go on for another couple hours, but we'll let you run, Antoine. You can follow him on Twitter at Antwan Staley, also New York Daily News. So tell the folks what you're up to, Antoine, and if people want to read your work.
You find me at Antwan Staley on Twitter. Find my work at the New York Daily News, and also still do some college football for Athlon Sports too as well.
Awesome, Antoine. Always enjoy it, man. We'll have to do it again later on this year. Enjoy talking football with you, and keep up the good work. And let's see some more Pirate victories too along the way.
Yeah, absolutely. I hope so, man. But yeah, it was a pleasure talking to you as always.
Antwan Staley joining us, New York Daily News, and always enjoy talking football with Antoine. We'll take a break. As we go to break, how about an update on the NFL's leading passers on the UB stat sheet? Coming in at number 1, from Shirley and I's Miami Dolphins, Tua Tagovailoa. Coming in at number 2 from my Washington Commanders, Carson Wentz. Coming in at number 3, the elite Joe Flacco. Tua, Wentz, Flacco. These numbers are subject to change and will change, but that is a wild top 3 passing yards leaders after 2 weeks of the NFL. Take a timeout, come back, wrap up hour 2. Bryce Williams, Mike Houston comments, and a lot more coming up hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. Back after this.
Greenville Utilities electric customers will soon be able to receive text notifications in the event of power outages. Enrollment is automatic, so make sure GUC has your cell phone number by signing into your account at GUC.com, then update the information in your user profile. Want to talk with someone instead? Call 252-752-7166 during business hours. 252-752-7166. Update us so we can update you. Visit GUC.com for more information.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Russell from Russell's Clothing in downtown Washington. Believe it or not, fall weather is coming and we're ready for some Pirate football. Russell's has a long history of dressing Pirate fans, both men and women. For the men, we offer both logoed and non-logoed from Peter Millar, Johnny O, and Smathers and Branson. Our ladies love Tyler Bowe, Crosby, and Never a Wallflower for game day. Join us in wishing the Pirates a healthy and successful season. And remember, for all your game day needs, shop Russell's in downtown Washington.
Go Pirates!
The best burgers around. Everyone loves a thick, juicy, and fresh burger. Tiebreakers in Greenville, plus the all-new Tiebreakers in Winterville. Do real burgers better than anybody. So don't just go to any burger-themed restaurant chain. It's time to break the chain and eat local. Tiebreakers, real burgers at its best. Everybody loves burgers.
This isn't your regular cola, so this isn't your regular cola ad. No beach parties or family barbecues here, just Nitro Pepsi, the first cola ever infused with nitrogen. So forget everything you thought you knew about soda, because that nitrogen gives us a whole new experience. Think an infusion of smaller bubbles for a cola that's got a lighter, smoother texture. And don't get me started on the pour. You don't pour this like any other cola. We're talking turn the can completely upside down and watch as those bubbles cascade into the glass to create a frothy, luxurious foam topping. Can your cola do that? I didn't think so. Unless you've got your own Nitro Pepsi, in which case cheers to your great taste. Because you already know that the only thing better than the pour is the unapologetic cola taste. What else is there to say? From the creamy foam to the smooth texture to its unbelievably delicious flavor, this is cola like you've never had it before. Time to bring your taste buds to the next frontier. Nitro Pepsi. Smooth, creamy, delicious.
It's bow time. Why are Bojangles Chicken Supremes called Supremes? Well, with golden crispy chicken tenderloins this juicy, tender, and full of bold flavor, what else would you call them? Superbs? Nah, that would be weird. Get your Chicken Supremes combo today with a scratch-made biscuit, your choice of fixin', legendary iced tea, and have you heard there's a new sauce in town? Try our new creamy buffalo sauce when you get a Chicken Supremes combo today. It's bow time.
Take a hit from a 300-pound linebacker, and you better be wearing pads. Take a hit on the road, and you better have good auto coverage. When you've got North Carolina Farm Bureau Auto Insurance, you've got the best local agents ready to help you bounce back. If you don't, well, you'll probably play football without a helmet, too. In Pitt County, call Carlton Venters or C.J. Messerly at 252-756-3007. North Carolina Farm Bureau Mutual Insurance Company, Farm Bureau Insurance of North Carolina Incorporated, Southern Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company, Jackson, Mississippi, an independent licensee of the Blue Cross and Blue Shield Association.
Winslow's is now Fifth Street Hardware Restaurant and Tap Room. With a brand new look, Fifth Street Hardware also has a new menu and serving lunch and dinner every Tuesday through Sunday and brunch starting at 10:30 on Sundays. What else is new? Well, they have poker every Tuesday night, Trivia Wednesday with DJ Captain Morgan, and on Friday and Saturday nights they have live music open till 2 a.m. serving light appetizers all night long. New look, new name, same location on Fifth Street. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram for more specials. Fifth Street Hardware Restaurant and Tap Room.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. And Quality Equipment is your full-service John Deere dealer with 28 locations to serve you. Quality Equipment is open in Winterville next to Sam's Club, or visit QualityEquip.com to find the location near you. Now let's head back into Pirate Radio Live. Here is your host, Clip Rock.
Thank you, Shirley Rhodes, Chan Man, CJ, and the crew here. Bryce Williams joining us in just a little bit. The show that has cocajones. Pirate Radio Live.
Cocajones.
Cocajones.
Cocajones. Cocajones.
Cocajones. Cocajones. Love it.
I have to admit, I do like the phrase.
Yeah.
Cocajones.
Cocajones.
You're going to need a wheelbarrow. For what?
Oh, shoot.
Cocajones.
Play the whole clip again.
Not only is Coach McDaniels going to need a wheelbarrow, he also going to need it. Tua going to need a wheelbarrow after the season to tote his money, his boatload of money.
Money.
And also, it's cocajones.
Cocajones.
It's cocajones.
That is.
For his money.
Tyreek Hill.
You're going to need that wheelbarrow for his money.
A lot of wheelbarrow talk going on down there.
And Mike McDaniel.
And big game for the Dolphins this week. I tell you what, this is a tough week, Jeff, if you are in a survivor pool where you have to just pick a winner every week in the NFL. And right now, the brain trust of Troy D, Ellerby, Tony Collins, and Clip Brock has survived to week 3. But this is a tough one because you've got a lot of good teams playing good teams and bad teams playing bad teams. Thursday night, Steelers-Browns.
That's good team, right?
Negative.
Oh.
That is... And you know what? I don't really hate Cleveland as a survivor pick here. I'm down on the Browns. But this has classic 13-12 written all over it, one way or the other.
I would stay away from this one.
Total is 38. God, the Steelers are going to be in these games all year, though.
Yes, they are. It's going to be horrible.
Didn't we talk about Steelers-Pats last week and the total?
Yes.
Was like 41 or something? Was it?
It might have been less than that, but yes, it was close to that.
38 for a total. Yikes. Texans-Bears. There's no clear favorite in that game. Raiders-Titans. What do you think the line is for Raiders at Titans? What would you set it at?
Who's home?
Raiders at Titans.
Titans.
Oh, sorry. Titans by 1.
Raiders are a road favorite by 2.
Oh, okay.
But either way, I don't care. It's tough to pick one way or the other. Chiefs at Colts, and Chiefs are in my top 3. I don't love this, but we're going to have to go with road teams this week, it appears. There is one home team that's favored by 6 or more. But Chiefs at Colts. And the Colts have to wake up at some point this year, right?
I don't know if it's against the Chiefs, though.
Yeah, good point. Bills at Dolphins. I got the Bills as my top pick this week. And I know that Shirley and I's Miami Dolphins are feisty. But I still like the Bills on the road at Miami. Miami's got 2 wins. They could easily have 2 losses at this point. They played, I guess they deserve to win that Patriots game, but they should be 1-1 after what happened with the Ravens.
You're going to find out how good the Dolphins are this Sunday.
That's analyst work right there, buddy.
That was a reference.
A reference and a great one at that.
Total at 53.5. I like the over on that one.
Go way up. I was thinking 60.
Yeah, now, remember week 1 against the Patriots, the Dolphins didn't exactly set the world on fire offensively.
I meant the Bills will score 50 themselves.
And the Dolphins will score 4?
Yeah.
All right. Lions at Vikings. Thought about going Vikings here because they're at home, bounce back. I think they'll beat the Lions.
Is that the home team that's a 6-point favorite?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Ravens at Pats. I think the Patriots stink. I like the Ravens here, but Bengals at Jets. What would you set the line for in that game?
I still think it would have to be Bengals by like 3.
Bengals by 4.5.
Okay.
Seems a little rich. Eagles at Commanders. This is my number 2 pick. And I don't love taking the Eagles here because of 3 reasons. Division game. Eagles are the road team, which there'll be a lot of green there. It's going to be disgusting. But Carson Wentz revenge game. Carson Wentz revenge game.
Third and final and most important point right there.
Yeah. And the Eagles were my number 2 pick this week to beat my team, the Commanders, in the Survivor Pool. Saints at Panthers.
What's the line on
Once again, division game.
There is no revenge game.
Guess the line, CJ.
Saints 2.5.
Saints by 3.
Close. You're all over it.
Jags at Chargers.
What's wrong with that one?
Herbert. If he doesn't play, Chase Daniel starts.
When do you have to choose? Like, is there a deadline?
That's a good question, but if Chase Daniel play, I'll tell you what else is wrong with it. The Chargers are notorious chokers, and the Jags are feisty as hell.
That's true. They did just blank the Colts.
Yeah. What were you saying a cuss word, or were you using blank as in they
blank
shut
is
them
in
out?
0.
They just blanked the Colts. Watch your language.
Yeah, relax over there, man. So, yeah, Chargers not a bad pick, especially if Herbert plays, but you still don't feel super confident.
Yeah.
Rams at Cardinals, division game. Man, there's a lot of division games this week. Rams are the clear favorite. Cardinals showed that they have some life, though, at the end of their Raiders game last week. Again, bad versus bad. Falcons at Seahawks.
Oh, my God.
Who in the world would you take to win this game?
Back-to-back West Coast games for the Falcons. Played the Rams last week.
CJ, guess the line on Packers at Bucks.
Ooh. Bucks by 3.5.
Bucks by 2.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Yeah.
I'd go higher.
Yeah. 49ers are at the Broncos. Interesting Sunday night matchup. And then Cowboys-Giants, division game. My point is, there's really none that jump off the page to you this week.
Yeah. Slim pickings.
As far as this should be a blowout, easy win. All right, let's take a break. And, man, you want to talk about right off the right out of the field.
He's dirty.
We got a dirty son of a gun joining us here. Bryce Williams, hard at work. And now he's going to join us in the nice AC and talk some sports on Pirate Radio Live. When we return, we'll also hear Mike Houston comments. We're back with you on PRL after this. What's up?
Here today with Jeff Stein from Brown & Wood. Hey, Jeff, how's inventory going?
Inventory levels are increasing. For the first time in over 45 days, we have Mazdas in stock, Buick in stock, Cadillac in stock, and GMC in stock. I highly encourage the customer to go to gmc.com, build and price their vehicle, share that with Brown & Wood, and let us place your order. We need some price protection for these customers, and you got to place an order to have that.
Brown & Wood, your #1 dealership in Greenville, and the home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
Greenville Utilities electric customers will soon be able to receive text notifications in the event of power outages. Enrollment is automatic, so make sure GUC has your cell phone number by signing into your account at GUC.com, then update the information in your user profile. Want to talk with someone instead? Call 252-752-7166 during business hours. 252-752-7166. Update us so we can update you. Visit GUC.com for more information.
Better ingredients, better pizza, better brace yourself because this right here is a Papa John's Papa Bowl. No crust, just piping hot toppings and melty cheese in an oven-baked bowl. Better ingredients, better pizza, now in a bowl, Papa John's.
Hey, Pirate fans, brace yourself for the brand new Papa Bowls for only $7.99. The new Papa Bowls are an MVP move for game day or any day. Place your order online at papajohns.com and sign up for Papa Rewards. Papa John's, better ingredients, better pizza. Go Pirates!
Pabst is the place where things are exactly as you remember them, right down to the flicker of an old neon sign. Why is it flickering? I don't know. I'm a voice, not a neon mechanic.
Scott's is the place.
Hey, Pirate fans, get stocked up for tailgating season with PBR at your favorite retailer. Look for the QR code on the PBR display and register for a chance to win a pizza oven. Game day or any day, all Pirates prefer PBR.
Hi, I'm Annalie Newhoff.
And I'm Rob Campbell.
And we are with Copy Pro. We have been locally owned and operated here in Eastern North Carolina for almost 50 years. Copy Pro is the leader in office technology.
Does your business struggle with keeping printing costs low or producing professional documents? Here at Copy Pro, total customer satisfaction is our #1 priority.
We have a variety of solutions to help reduce your printing expenses and make your business more productive. Call us today at 1-800-682-6558 or online at copypro.net.
Copy Pro, we are the professional office systems people.
It's summer's last hurrah, and at Bostic Sugg Furniture, we're ending it in style with 3 ways to save on the most fashionable looks for your home. Save double the sales tax, plus 6 months special financing, plus 20% off accessories to complete the look. Change your mattress, change your life. Buy a mattress, get up to 48 months special financing. Plus, visit Facebook and ask about our Hot Buy store-wide. The sun may be setting on summer, but not the savings at Bostic Sugg Furniture.
Hey, I'm Holt Nailers. No one knows better than me how important it is as a quarterback to have protection on the field to be successful. My frontline team is critical to my success. For your frontline insurance protection, you need the team at Buck Insurance Agency. Buck Insurance Agency is your local team and have been helping customers like you for over 30 years with their insurance needs. When you need insurance protection, you'll get the whole team with Brian Buck and his staff. Call toll-free at 877-357-1966. Go Pirates.
I'm Donald Stocks, owner of Pip Marketing Signs Print. We are your one-stop shop for just about anything printed. If we're not your go-to printer, please give us a call at 355-1636. We have over 80 5-star Google reviews and want you to be our next more than satisfied and well-pleased customer. Check us out at growatpip.com or stop in to see us at 3185 Mosley Drive in Greenville. Pip, where business goes to grow.
Pirate Radio.
And I can promise you, there will be no quarter, ever, from ECU football. Go Pirates.
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Do you want to get rid of wrinkles, tighten and lift your skin, smooth your skin texture, erase veins and brown spots, and get rid of unwanted hair? Are you interested in Botox or filler? Contact the licensed professionals at Beauty Bar Medi Spa on Red Banks Road in Greenville. Free consultations available by calling 752-1406 or visiting beautybarmedispa.com. Enjoy your visit. Love your transformation. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here's Clip Barad.
Back with you, Pirate Radio Live on a Tuesday. And Shirley Rhodes. Let's hit the music so we can introduce our guest.
Baptized by the fire in your touch and the flame in your eyes. I'm born to love again. I'm a brand new man. I tell you what, the ending of that is just perfect.
It gets better and better.
Oh yeah, I saw the light. I've been baptized by the fire in your touch and the flame in your eyes.
It was fine the first time around, Jim.
I'm born to love again. I'm a brand new man. Ladies and gentlemen, Bryce Williams.
Do you sing? That was pretty good. Do y'all sing out loud in the car or truck or SUV?
I'm a singer.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All day long.
How about the shower?
Oh, yeah. I think I do it more in the shower than I do the car.
The acoustics are great in there.
Oh, you sound like, you sound so good. You sound like an angel.
Do y'all ever, when y'all are singing, like if I'm saying I'm listening to like a George Jones song, try and sound like that singer?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Every time.
Okay. That's
like you try to match the accent?
Right.
Even when it's out of your vocal range.
Yes.
like the higher pitched singers I can't really hit, but I'm going to try. And
Most
I
definitely.
end up straining my vocal cords doing it.
Yeah, they just shut off. Like there's I think it's a Diamond Rio Blackhawk song, and I as bad as I want to hit those notes with them, like meet in the middle. I cannot do it, and it is frustrating. But I just thought about that while I was singing.
We built all these nice studios with these
where's some foam
soundproof walls and everything.
Yeah.
Why is there no studio that's just a giant shower?
I know.
I think how great it would sound in there.
We could probably
then anybody could be like an artist.
We could put some shower walls.
This should be a giant walk-in shower.
Yeah.
So not only could we do the show here and it would sound great,
We'd be
afterwards
clean.
we could shower up.
Exactly.
Like we're in a locker room.
All right, shower up.
Good show, boys.
Shower up. We can put a faucet right in that corner.
All right, who's getting towel snap first? CJ.
In each corner.
Oh, no.
Come on in here.
Go from the ceiling.
Chandler. Enough laugh.
Yeah. Hey, God, what are we doing?
Enough,
what are we doing right now?
Enough joking around.
No, it is so funny. What a twist! What a twisting of the tables there. Because during the break, I looked at the numbers. Not happy. I'm not happy. And now that I think about it,
What numbers are you referring to?
I'm referring to the YouTube numbers.
The fact that there are 15 more people watching than have liked the stream.
Yep.
15 people just sitting back, feet up,
and just watching the show,
sitting on their hands.
And you know what? You're watching the show. Thank you. We appreciate your support, but we need you to do one more. We do that. We preach that here at Pirate Radio. We preach do one more, and we're going to preach that to you right now. Do one more and like and subscribe, folks. If you haven't done so far, first of all, shame on you.
Yeah.
Second of all, get to getting it.
Clip Chandler Bryce, if I could, I wasn't on the show yesterday, but when I looked at the YouTube numbers, when I went home, you guys know what I did?
Did you cry?
I cried.
Yeah?
I cried. We were just talking about singing in the shower. Couldn't even do it because I was so sad.
Wow.
I just sat there and cried.
Do you see what you did, folks? This poor young man could not even sing in the shower because he was so upset because you people sit here and do for something that's free and you don't do it? Are you crazy?
And Bryce said something as we came back on that it made me kind of shiver a little bit. You said, Bryce, if these likes don't go up, you're sitting today's show out completely.
No, I'll say what he said. Talking. I ain't going to say a damn word. That's what he said.
I didn't want to use that salty language. That's exactly what he said.
I'll say it. Yeah. He said, I'm not going to say a damn word until you like it.
Verbatim.
Yep. And we've got a few more, but not enough, I think, for you to speak at this moment. So we've seen it gone up, I think, 3 or 4.
All right.
But, that's not good enough.
Yeah, we got 14 more people watching than we do.
That's not good enough.
So Bryce, what'd you think of the game?
We're gonna have to teach him sign language. This sucks.
Yeah.
Way to go, folks.
It's gone up 1. Oh, it's gone up 1.
It's gone up 1.
All right, I tell you what. I'm gonna set a bar like we did the other night for the 5th quarter. It's not gonna be 100 like it was the other night. So we're currently at 16 likes.
Yeah.
I'll set it to 25. If you can get to 25.
Yeah.
If you can get to 25 right now in the next 5 minutes, boom. Well, not next 5 minutes, but if
call your friends, call your enemies, call your frenemies.
Oh, there it goes. All right, when you get to 25, we can hear the voice of Bryce Williams.
Are you really cutting it off there? All right, we're at 21. We just need a few more, and Bryce can talk. But right now, he's not saying anything. And Bryce, I mean, Navy coming up this week, man. What do you think about that matchup? We want to hear what he has to say.
Come on, folks, like get to 25!
I think he's got a lot to say about what's happening right now with this football team. The problem is we can't hear it because you won't like the damn stream. We're 3 away. We just need 3 more likes.
Guys. We're at 23. We just need 2 more.
Bryce, another touchdown from a tight end this weekend. Did you like to see that?
Yep. Yeah. Good answer.
We need 1 more like.
Come on, guys. Come on. We need 1 more.
Bryce is dying to talk about this ECU football team. And, man, they have looked good. They could look better. They're going to need to play well this weekend. And I want to hear what Bryce Williams has to say about it.
But we need 1 more like.
Bryce, did you play against Navy when you were here? I
don't know.
Maybe not. We'll
find out after we get a 25th like.
We're just staring at this number right now.
If I'm correct, I believe Bryce Williams scored a touchdown against Navy at Navy.
I'd love to hear it.
He scored 2 touchdowns.
No, I think he's saying peace. Peace.
Oh, peace.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah, he's leaving.
Or he might have said 2. I don't know. We will never find out if we don't get this one more like.
Come on, folks.
We are at a hostage situation here.
Hey!
We got it.
Nice.
Bryce,
welcome in, baby.
Oh, it's about to burst. My bubble was about to burst. Thank you.
All right, we made
Pirate
it.
Radio listeners.
We made it.
Speak now. Man, that was hard to hold on.
I love your answers, though.
Oh, man.
Goodness. Well, I'm happy now.
You ever play the silent game as a kid? Like your parents make you play the silent, or your teachers play the silent
We kind of
game?
did.
You were pretty good at it, I got to say.
Yeah, that
Right
was
then.
tough, though.
Yeah.
There was a lot on the line there. I wanted to feed Pirate Radio and give him, I guess, my opinion.
Yeah.
Maybe matters. I don't know.
Well, we're out of time now, so we'll see you next week.
Good to see you again, Bryce.
All right. It's Bryce Williams, everybody. We'll take a break. 2-1. What do you think of the performance against Campbell, Bryce?
I enjoyed it. Of course, like in the very beginning, I was like, all right, 10-7. Like,
did you see it as like a Charleston Southern game from last year where it's going to be like toe-to-toe
like
the whole way?
The initial, I mean, obviously we had a lot of game left over, but a lot of game left to play. But it was like, okay, let's not start slow, and because it couldn't get out of hand real quick. But I'd say we definitely bounced back, and I was very close to my prediction. By the way,
do you remember that number?
I think it was 55-17.
Okay.
Wow. So a touchdown on each side away.
Yeah, I mean,
taken away on your prediction would have been perfect.
Yeah. So, it was good, but it was an exciting game. Obviously, we made some huge plays. Obviously, the running backs, yet again, stood out to me. Obviously, Ryan Jones. I was thinking about Ryan Jones' touchdown. I was like, it's so nice being a tight end because, I mean, you just can, I guess, out-leverage the defense when you're in the backfield and coming across the formation and everything like that. So, his touchdown those are the nice ones where you're like, oh dang! Like I'm wide smack open. So
he's done some blocking on the drive, some other things. Reward him with that easy touchdown.
Yeah, those are always nice to get. And then Shane Calhoun had a big play. I think coming across the going into the boneyard, coming left to right. That was exciting. He had some wheels on him. I'm trying to think if I think he's had some, but. He covered some ground after he made that catch.
One of my favorite plays of Saturday, Rajay, my guy, scoring a touchdown. But I want you to watch Ryan Jones on this play. So, number 4, Ryan Jones.
Where's he at?
He is there. 1, 2, 3 guys wiped out
like
for the touchdown. Took out 3 guys.
Oh, yeah, and I remember seeing that play from Rajay. I was like, daggum, like his cutbacks and field of vision and that tight of quarters was like, I was like, daggum, that was a good run. Like that wasn't no straight ahead bowling. I mean, obviously he broke some tackles, but like his vision, I think he cut back like 3 different times and almost cut back like several gaps from the initial entry into the line of scrimmage. So I was like, man, that was very impressive. So those runs from him and then Keaton Mitchell's, rushing yards and the touchdowns he had, my goodness, that was exciting to watch. And then obviously the tight end touchdown is great. That's 3 games in a row.
Yeah. 3 games, 3 tight end touchdowns.
Here is the stats for here's the respective stats for each tight end. Ryan Jones, 10 receptions, 71 yards. On an average of 7.1. His longest on the year is 23 yards with 2 touchdowns. Shane Calhoun with 5 receptions, 52 yards. He's averaging 10.4 yards, and his longest is 25 and a touchdown on the year. So both of your tight ends.
Left one out. There's another tight end on the list.
Oh, Jarman?
Aaron Jarman. 1 catch, 6 yards.
Yeah, it was that. He was going into the Murphy Center on the left. I remember seeing it.
You're like Sean McVay remembering all these plays.
Well, it's a tight end I typically seem to lock in on those guys. But yeah, that's exciting.
Good to see Jarman get rewarded because of his dirty work he does.
Yeah.
Was there anybody that was kind of sharing the rock with you when you were here?
Baggett was coming along.
Yeah, Baggett was coming along. Other than that, Baggett would obviously come in 12 personnel, goal line situations and things like that to add another blocker. But it was just me on Bags holding down the tight end.
Yeah.
But yeah,
did y'all have a fullback on the roster? It was basically just you.
It was pretty much me.
Yeah.
Who we had
was Pursuit like a fullback type of deal?
He was. I mean, yeah, he
Or
was
tight
like
end?
earlier when I first arrived at ECU.
Yeah.
He was kind of the fullback tight end guy. But yeah, I mean, obviously super excited that the tight ends are getting implemented into the offense, as well as they are, and obviously performing on it. So they keep doing their thing, they'll keep getting fed. So see good things with that.
Last year we saw this, and I don't think it worked out great, if I'm remembering correctly. Ryan Jones on a tight end around, and was that the fumble in overtime? Or am I making that up against Houston? Did you ever?
I do vaguely start.
I think that's correct.
Yeah.
Did you ever have a rush, a carry in your ECU career? They ever give
No, I never had a rush. The closest thing to that was like that tight end screen I had at UConn, which I wish we could have done a little more if I could get the flow of it. I mean, we practiced it and we worked on it in practice, and then worked on that week, but I don't think I ever got that chance to do it again. Because I feel like that's definitely a feel thing. Realizing where the line's coming, blocking and sort of work on your field of vision there. I think jokingly in practice, I've taken some handoffs and I felt like a fish out of water. It was the weirdest thing I was like, it was the oddest thing just doing it in practice, but never like a rushing or sweep, anything like that.
It indeed was Ryan Jones on a jet sweep last year in Houston, and he coughed up the football.
Yeah.
Pirates looking to try to tie it there in overtime.
Yeah,
that was a horrible.
That might be a one and done play. We might not see that one again. But it is becoming fashionable in the NFL. We've seen Kelsey run the ball, Kittle, guys like that. Have you watched the? Is it Bowers for Georgia? Is that their tight end?
Yeah, pay attention to that. Yeah,
he is he's a monster.
Is he even like 6'8" guy, or is he that tall and that big? But I remember him in the national championship last year, and of course having a good year last year for the Bulldogs.
He's a player. He's the next probably great tight end in the NFL. Brock Bowers.
Brock Bowers. Yeah.
All right, so Bryce, we get to this weekend against Navy. Now, usually I tell you the point spread, right? But today, here, I got to turn this off because you're going to be losing focus.
My bad.
Today, I'm going to let you guess the point spread. Navy is 0-2. Mm-hmm. Who'd they lose to week 1?
Delaware.
Who'd they lose to week 2?
Memphis.
Okay, thank you, Chandler.
Man, he's on top.
Boy, let's go.
He studied.
Let's go, Chan. Man. So 0-2, 2-1 at East Carolina here in Greenville, beautiful Greenville, South Carolina. What
Eastern Carolina University.
Correct. What's your projected line?
I'm gonna guess the line is 18.
Wow.
Wow. Usually I feel like I'm pretty good at it. I think I got too much personal bias here. The line is 17, Bryce.
Dang.
So I want to give you a lot of props for that.
Dang.
So you are expecting I won't use the word easy, but a Pirate win.
I think so.
Weekend.
Yeah,
okay.
I feel pretty good about it. I feel like our offense has definitely always done fairly well against Navy, if I'm corrected. Can we pull that up? Maybe? I don't know.
We talked about it earlier, and I think the focus on Navy is that option. But our offense, I'll say this, at times has put ECU in bad spots in these matchups.
Yeah.
Because if you go 3 and out,
I forgot we've lost.
You go 3 and out, they score. You go 3 and out again, and if you get down 10-14 to Navy, that is tough to come back from. So I think a hot start from the offense is crucial. But yeah, here are the numbers.
God, I was totally up. Maybe I'm just thinking of I scored 2 touchdowns, and I was like, maybe we did pretty good. But
you yourself maybe were doing good. What year was that?
That was
15.
15. Yikes.
Yeah.
Never mind. I'd probably take that back. But dang. I think it's really the defense when we don't, if we have a 3 and out, then that just totally bashes it, and that triple option just kills us.
So 2012, were you here and not playing? Or
I was here.
Okay.
That was my first year. That was a home game. And that wasn't a pretty sight.
So you scored 28, 21, 31. You could say maybe we should win those games. But look, they're giving up a boatload of points. It's just those 3 and outs are killers because then Navy, because you only get the ball twice a quarter maybe against Navy.
Oh, yeah.
So you lose a whole quarter if you go 6 and out. So
seeing those numbers is kind of frustrating.
I wish I'd have showed you this before you guessed your point spread because you might have changed it. So good for you for getting it right.
We won last year, so you know what? We're on the up.
Owen Daffer, a bomb field goal in a wild game last year against the Midshipmen. And again, right now, I think back to, and I didn't realize the ECU scored that many points in the Mason Garcia game, that he had to start because Holton Ahlers was out with that false positive COVID test.
Oh, yeah.
But that was 27-23. And you look at the stats from that game.
I think Mitchell had a touchdown.
He
had a touch. Mason Garcia had a touchdown, I believe.
Rajay Harris, 172 rushing yards, and a touchdown. Garcia, Keaton Mitchell didn't do much at all that game. It was Rajay with an 80-yard touchdown run.
Okay.
And Garcia couldn't get really anything going from the passing game. So that was the stats from that one. And now this offense is primed to, I think, put up some big numbers, hopefully.
Bulb is primed.
Speak on that.
Like when you have a machinery.
Okay.
It's ready to go.
It's ready to go, baby.
That's what I'm saying in that type of terminology.
2012 to 2020, Navy won 5 in a row in this matchup. We call that the Bryce Williams era.
Yeah, I lost to him twice. Dadgummit.
But as you said, the streak right now, East Carolina won.
So we're on the up.
Let's keep it going. We'll get Bryce's official prediction at the end of today's show. Right now, we'll take a timeout. Come back. We'll hear a little bit of Mike Houston. We still got to go Pirate Radio Outdoors and more with Bryce Williams. He is speaking thanks to you and your generosity.
Yep.
We're up to 31 likes. Why not get it to 40? Why stop there? Let's keep going.
Let that be the next bar set.
Keep liking, keep subbing. Let's go. We're back with you after this.
The Buccaneer Music Hall is your beacon of music in the land of pirates. The doors open at noon, 7 days a week. And the Buck has live music every night along with football. Monday is open mic night the first Monday of each month. Tuesday, it's karaoke with DJ Captain Morgan. Wednesday, it's acoustic night. Thursday, it's the dance party with DJ Kid Scene and live music every Friday and Saturday night with the best bands on the East Coast. Follow the Buck on Instagram for information and schedule of events. This season, party like a pirate at the Buck.
With over 30 locations across North Carolina and southeastern Virginia, Quality Equipment is your local John Deere dealer, where you'll find everything you need for your next project. Our complete lineup of John Deere lawn and garden, agricultural, and commercial worksite equipment comes with years of experience, expertise, and dedication. We know what it takes to get it done right. Stop by today or visit us online at qualityequip.com.
Love is finding the internet of your dreams from MetroNet. Get ready for fast, reliable, 100% fiber speeds with unlimited data so you can stream, study, surf, and game on all your devices simultaneously. No lag times or buffering. MetroNet offers student deals. Get 100 megabit internet for just $39.95 a month. Switch today at metronet.com/switch. MetroNet. Love your internet.
Are you ready for some football, Pirate Nation? Bud Light is America's favorite light beer and the official beer of the ECU Pirates. When planning your fun times this football season, be sure to pick up some Bud Light at your favorite retailer. Bud Light carefully brews their beer to be perfect for anywhere there's fun. Because when there's fun, Bud Light is there. Get ready to have fun this season, Pirate Nation, and always stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989.
Hey Pirate Nation, Shimmer Boutique is your one-stop shop for all your tailgate essentials. This is Holton Ahlers, and if you need a Yeti cooler, apparel, shoes, or accessories for the season, Shimmer has you covered. Shimmer Boutique is also the exclusive retailer in Greenville carrying the largest selection of built and broken gear for adults and youth. Be ready for game day and every day at Shimmer Boutique on Greenville Boulevard behind Starbucks and in Winterville across from Lowe's. Go Pirates!
When it comes to hauling dirt, asphalt, or stone, You can trust the pros at First and Goal Hauling Incorporated. They have a fleet of dump trucks ready to get the job done. And best of all, it's owned and operated by ECU football alum Dakota Marshall. When you have a big job and you need it done right, count on First and Goal Hauling, where it's a touchdown every time. Keep up with Dakota Marshall and First and Goal Hauling by following them on Facebook today.
Hello, Pirate Nation. This is Kyle Gaines at Washington Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. We are growing, so is our service department. We're adding more space to provide a faster, more affordable service for you. Come sit down with our team and let us customize your next Jeep or truck. Have the freedom to pick out your own lift, wheels, and tires and more. Drive a little, save a lot when it comes to customizing your next vehicle. We're at Washington Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, located off 264 West in Washington, North Carolina, and online at WashingtonChryslerDodgeJeepRam.com.
Hey, Pirate Nation. This is Russell from Russell's Clothing in downtown Washington. Believe it or not, fall weather is coming and we're ready for some Pirate football. Russell's has a long history of dressing Pirate fans, both men and women. For the men, we offer both logoed and non-logoed from Peter Millar, Johnny O, and Smathers and Branson. Our ladies love Tyler Bowe, Crosby, and Never a Wallflower for game day. Join us in wishing the Pirates a healthy and successful season. And remember, for all your game day needs, shop Russell's in downtown Washington.
Go Pirates!
This is Coach Blake Carroll, defensive coordinator for East Carolina football, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. At Angel Oak, they continue to make customer service a number one priority. A local mortgage advisor is the key to your transaction success. The combination of their local team's experience and Angel Oak's wide offerings of products from standard conventional, government, and portfolio loans has something for every financial situation. For more information, call Talbot Green, Braxton Green, Joanne Weir, or Wanda Hager at 751-2060. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here's Cliff.
Back with you on PRL. Rich on Facebook Live says he gave us a like just for CJ's neighbors not being subjected to his shower tunes.
Huh.
But I think you actually did the opposite effect there. Because if CJ doesn't get likes, he cries and doesn't sing. If he gets enough likes, he's not going to cry and he is going to sing.
Now he's going to go. Correct. He's going to go home now and belt out some songs.
Oh, we're going Shania Twain.
Let's go, girls.
Yeah. You want to hear me, you're going to hear me.
Man, I feel like a woman.
There you go.
Still the run. Still the one. All right. Now, before anybody says anything, who else got Shania Twain and Faith Hill mixed up in the late 90s and their songs?
I did because I was 1 year old.
And you didn't know a damn thing. You were a dummy.
I was a dummy.
I didn't know whose love it was with Tim McGraw.
I remember going to your crib, not your house, your actual crib, and being like, is this Shania or Faith? And you were like, wah, wah, wah. I was like, you dummy. You dummy. I don't know anything. Stupid baby. Yeah, so anyway. So it's still the one, Faith Hill or Shania Twain?
Shania Twain.
Oh, okay.
Dang.
All right.
You know better than to not ask me that question.
I want y'all to pull up a list of songs, Shania Twain and Faith Hill, and ask me who sang it.
Yeah.
I'm always asking the questions. I want to be in a Shania versus Faith off.
I got you right now.
While we're doing that.
Okay, Mississippi Girl.
Never heard of that one.
Faith Hill.
I think you're talking about Mississippi Queen.
Nope.
You know what I mean?
I know what you mean, but that is a
All right,
Faith
Bryce
Hill song.
is stupid. Dummy. I'm like a 1-year-old Chandler.
Dummy.
Bryce is my phone a friend if I don't know it. So.
All right, you ready?
Yep.
The Way You Love Me.
The Way You Love Me.
That's right. That's
I'm going to go Faith on that one, Bryce. What are you thinking?
Have faith.
That's the way. I got it in my head. I'm going to go Faith.
All right, Faith Hill.
Correct.
Yeah, all right. Okay. Good job, guys.
All right.
What else
Let's
we
go.
Don't go too deep in their albums. Just
Any Man of Mine.
Oh, that's it. Any Man of Mine. You better walk that line. That is Shania Twain.
There you go. All right, let's go.
I just thought of another great Shania Twain song. I hope you say it, but anyway, go ahead.
Forever and for always.
That sounds like Faith Hill.
Nope.
Nah, about that, that's Shania.
But it's not. It's Shania Twain.
Dummy. Stupid. I spoke too soon.
All right.
I gave it away.
Give it away. That's Red Hot Chili Peppers.
There you go. Branching out. Let's go There You'll Be.
Oh.
Never heard of it.
Oh, I know that one.
I'm going to go Martina
50-50.
McBride.
Well, I think it's 50-50.
She wasn't a part of it.
You think it's a 50-50 chance here?
Yes.
I know the answer to this one.
What was the name?
There You'll Be.
I'm going Faith.
I don't like that grammar.
That's a Faith Hill song.
Faith Hill.
That is a
She
Faith
needs
Hill
to work
song.
on her country grammar.
Nelly.
All right, let's do one more. Let's go. That don't impress me much.
That's easy.
Yeah.
Shania Twain.
There you go.
One I really wanted you to bring up was Whose bed have your boots been under?
That was too easy though. You're gonna know what that is right away.
All right, good enough. Let's hear from that. By the way, was Shania versus Faith here on Pirate Radio Live. Let's hear Mike Houston's opening comments from earlier today. Shirley.
Obviously, good to get a big home win Saturday night. Great crowd, great atmosphere in the stadium. Very pleased with the way our team played. So good to get to 2-1 on the season, and good to win that one the way we did. It's good to go into conference play with those kind of wins back to back. Obviously, pretty challenging opponent coming in here this week. Navy coming off a bye. They're always a challenge, and expecting nothing different. This week. That game up there in Annapolis last year, could have really went either way, and they got a lot of guys back off that squad, and so it's we got a work cut out for us this week. But I could tell the kids already Sunday evening were really had turned their focus to this game, and our older players, they understand. Number one, it's conference opener, but number two, they all understand just what the Navy football program is. Coach Niemot's done a phenomenal job there for a long time. He's been there for 25 years. I think the last 15 as the head coach. And so they've just done a great job year in and year out. And so we know that we're going to be challenged Saturday night, and we're going to play our best game of the year to have a shot at getting a win. So you're looking forward to having another home game. Should be great weather. Finally getting some fall temperatures in here this weekend. And looking forward to a full house again, which should make it for a pretty rowdy environment. So should be a great matchup, and looking forward to it.
All right, Bryce, it would be great for teams heading into a game against Navy? How about a bye week? Well, it has been the opposite of that in this series quite frequently over the years. Another season where Navy has the bye week heading into ECU and maybe can correct some of those 0-2 mistakes. This is something Mike Houston is very aware of, and I haven't heard this whole cut, and I don't know how honest he is about it here, but Stephen Igo asked him about, once again, Navy coming off a bye to take on East Carolina. This is cut 11, Shirley.
They've been able to ask me that question 3 of the last 4 years. So, but, what I think is, and you look at some of the things that, they had 2 tough games to start the year, okay? And they made some mistakes in those games that allowed them to, not be as successful as they want to be. And like I said before, Coach Niemot has done a phenomenal job there. He is demanding. He has high expectations for how his teams play. So what I think is you're going to see a different Navy walk in here than what was on the field against Memphis. I can promise you. They are going to come in here like a well-oiled machine. That's just, he and his coaches, they do a phenomenal job. So I think that's what you're going to see. Will they have some wrinkles for us? Yeah. I promise you they've had some wrinkles for us that they probably worked on last summer. And I just think that they're going to come in here playing at a very high level, all 3 phases. I don't think just offense. Coach Newberry does a great job defensively there. I think they do a great job on special teams. They're very aggressive in both of those phases as well. So I just think you're going to see a very sharp football team come in here, and I think it's going to be a great matchup.
By the way, Bryce, one thing we didn't mention, ECU cleaned up the special teams, at least for 1 week, with the kicking operation. So good to see.
Yeah.
Let's keep it going.
Yes, most definitely.
All right, I want to hit one more because I showed the Ryan Jones play where he was able to take out 3 guys during that great Rajay Harris run. The week before, Isaiah Winstead blocking downfield, really sealing the way for Keaton Mitchell's 81-yard run. Mike Houston was asked about the receivers blocking downfield and how good of a job they've done this year. This is cut 8, Troy.
Well, I think that our blocking on the perimeter has been much improved this year. Part of that is just we have a couple of bigger guys on the perimeter, but 2, I think I think some of the new guys, I think some of the new staff, I think some of the guys that are returning being a year older. I think there's just been a higher standard of accountability as far as blocking on the perimeter, blocking for each other. And you've seen the benefits of that. You've seen, the screen game's been improved. We had 1 screen hit for a loss the other night, but really other than that one, we've been pretty effective in the screen game. Anytime you see a running back have a long run, I promise you there's downfield blocking involved in that. And so I think those guys take pride in being, we talk about being a better player without the ball in your hands than you are with the ball in your hands. And I think, when you get guys that are doing that, that's when really they turn that next corner into being a complete player.
All right, there is Mike Houston ahead of the matchup with Navy coming up this Saturday. Another home game, another 6 o'clock start. Question, Bryce. I did get a text from you the other day on Saturday.
Oh.
It was at 10:50 a.m. And you said, Clip, what channel is the game on? I got a question for you. Did you really not know, or I had said something to you the previous week, did you send that just so it would make me think, it would make me feel special?
I didn't know.
Okay, I'm fine with either way. Like, if you knew and you sent it just to be like, hey, Clip probably like it if I ask him, to make him feel himself.
No, I needed you. I extended my hand and you grabbed it and told me the channel.
Well, guess what? I'm not going to tell you what channel the game's on this weekend. So you can either find out for yourself or send me a text on Saturday.
I'll be there. I plan to be there on Saturday.
Hey-o. Oh, you don't need a TV.
He won't even need it.
Take the TV, take the computer, throw it out the window. Bryce don't need it.
I plan to be there.
Will this be the first game you'll attend this year?
Of the year, yeah.
Wow. All right. Good deal.
So,
Pirate Radio tailgate's on?
I should be flirting around that area.
You say flirting or floating?
Fluff.
Or a little bit of both?
A little bit of both.
Okay. All right. I like it. All right. We'll go Pirate Radio Outdoors with Bryce Williams when we return on a Tuesday edition of PRL and get his prediction. Bryce has been good with his predictions this year. We'll see if he's got another winner for us coming up.
Yep.
Next segment as we wrap it up on PRL. Back with you after this.
Hey, Troy D here with my good friend Kelvin Rawls from Pest Tech. Kelvin, I just want to thank you and Chris and all the great folks at Pest Tech for such awesome service. You totally eliminated the mosquitoes in my backyard, plus the fire ant problem I was having in the yard.
Hey, you're certainly welcome, Troy. I have heard the same thing from all of our customers. With everyone being home, they want to enjoy the outside and being mosquito, fire ant, and pest-free.
Enjoy all your property from the kitchen to the curb. Visit pesttechofgreenville.com today for complete service.
UBE and PirateWear.com is excited to offer Pirate Nation the largest selection of new ECU merchandise and tailgate supplies ever. UBE has the best prices in town, so that makes UBE your one-stop shop for all things ECU. UBE does daily restocks of Champion, Adidas, and Under Armour. Don't forget to bring your young Pirates in to plunder the Crow's Nest, which is the only kids store dedicated to ECU. Plenty of free parking uptown in Greenville. Visit them at PirateWear.com. Go Pirates!
I can't think of anyone who doesn't love a clean car, but how often do you actually go to the car wash? Does it take too long, or maybe it's just not a very nice place? Tommy's Express changes everything. Our wash is bright, inviting, clean, and fast.
I love the flat conveyor belt. So easy to pull onto, much smoother ride, and safer for my car.
And when you join Tommy Club, you can wash as often as you like for one low monthly price.
I save money and time.
We're Tommy's Express.
At the corner of Greenville Boulevard and Red Banks Road, Greenville.
Before you hit the road this travel season, be sure to get your tires inspected by the tire guys at Greenville Auto World. The Greenville Auto World service team sells all the top brands and economy tires if you need a new set. Need an oil change, state inspection, or AC repair? Greenville Auto World can work on any type of vehicle, and the monthly oil change special is only $29.99. Make an appointment now by calling 364-8730. For award-winning service, trust Greenville Auto World.
Have you experienced increased aches and pains recently? Have you heard of CBD? Hemp Garden is your premier CBD retailer in Eastern North Carolina. Do you find yourself having anxiety or in need of extra sleep support? Hemp Garden has a variety of Delta 8 and hemp-derived Delta 9 products that can assist with those issues. If you're unable to stop by the store, don't worry. Give them a call today at 413-6100 for a consultation, and they'll ship right to your door. Hemp Garden, 3040 South Evans Street in the Target Shopping Center in Greenville.
Have you ever seen those exotic aquariums like the guys do in Las Vegas on television? You ever thought about having one of these aquariums in your business? It's more affordable than you think. This is Hal Pruitt with rentafishtank.com. We can make having an aquarium in your business turnkey with no work, cleaning, or hassles for you. Rentafishtank.com creates a relaxing atmosphere and keeps children occupied. Rentafishtank.com already services many dental, pediatric, and doctor offices, plus hospitals and senior living centers. Check us out at rentafishtank.com.
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Scott Harris with RE/MAX Preferred Realty. I've been in Greenville over 25 years. I'm a proud graduate of ECU. If you're looking to buy or sell a home, then give me a call today and let me help make your real estate process fun and easy. I keep it simple and explain the process every step of the way. My goals are your goals. There are no long-term contracts, and you always deal with me from start to finish. The right home starts with the right agent. Call me, Scott Harris, at 347-1857. Go Pirates!
This is CJ Mayhew, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
It was a rough day for the stock market today. The Dow fell 313 points, closed out at 30,706. NASDAQ was down 109 points at 11,425. And the S&P was down 43 points and ended the day at 3,855. That's your Wells Fargo Advisors financial report. For a personal look into investing, call Wells Fargo Advisors today at 756-6900 in Greenville. Wells Fargo Advisors, LLC, member SIPC. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip.
All right, so last week, Captain Carden, Shane Carden, was on the Hoist the Colors podcast with Igo, and I made a little jab and said, me looking at the list of shows you've been on since I've invited you to come on Pirate Radio, and it was the picture of Chris Jericho and his 1,000 holds or whatever. So Shane hit back and went back and forth, and he said, tell Bryce Williams people to contact my people. I want Bryce to interview me. And Shane is actually, y'all have talked about this, Bryce. So we're going to try to set up a Bryce Williams asking the questions to Shane Carden, which I think would be fascinating.
Yeah.
Right here on Pirate Radio.
I mean, I guess I can go football, or I can just kind of go wherever I want.
Yeah. I mean, you know him personally. You were at the man's wedding. Mm-hmm. So, and you said you want to lob a few softballs.
Yep.
That's how you, but you want to ask some hard-hitting stuff, too.
I'm going to ask something.
Which made me think, Bryce, I have a question for you. So you dated your lovely wife, Anna, but y'all dated while you were in school.
Mm-hmm. Last year.
Okay. Well, how about, did any, and it could have been female drama, maybe it was classes, maybe, but did any of that stuff ever affect you game week, game day? Like, I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Like, no.
You're the wrong person to ask this. You got everything figured out.
Yeah, everything was, she was a freshman. We were obviously early dating, so it was just yes to everything. I do is, you know what I'm saying? Like, she didn't have anything to complain about. Like when you're early starting dating, everything's just all.
And y'all got pretty, not serious, but exclusive.
Yeah.
So there was no other options.
She was, there was really hardly nothing to ever complain about or have any drama in our relationship. So no, never had any. Nothing bothered me. She was supportive.
Chandler, on Monday, I want you to ask the current players the same question to those guys.
Yeah.
Okay, I love how you put this on me. I'll do it.
Yeah.
Because look, they're college kids. I mean, think about when you're in college and all the stuff you got going on off the field. Not that we were ever on the field, but life is real. And
if we get honest answers, I doubt it.
And you're playing D1 high level football, and you're trying to get ranked, and you're playing big games.
But it's just, and it could be other things too. It could be school. You can fail a test that week, or do anything. Family issues, or whatever.
Yeah.
So,
Anyway,
thankfully, I never had any drama really during any of my.
You seem like a drama-free dude.
Pretty drama-free.
Yeah.
I would say for the most part. If I don't catch a fish or see a deer, that's about the worst of it.
That's the worst. And if that's the worst that can happen to you, Bryce, you're doing all right.
Yep.
On that note, how you been doing in those departments? Let's go Pirate Radio Outdoors real quick.
Yeah, it was good to see. I was at a wedding last weekend, but been doing some stuff recently. Finally, some corn has been picked in eastern North Carolina, or as in Pitt County, deer corn. So I can start feeding the deer. So I just picked up 1,200 pounds of deer corn today. And I bought some food plot stuff to kind of throw out there as well to kind of give them a salad bar, as they like to say. Give them something when everything else is brown and dying. They've got a nice green food plot to munch on. So I purchased that.
A nice last meal.
Yeah. That is right. So I've been working on that. Finally got deer corn, food plot. So I'll be feeding, and I did put some out the other week, but I had to buy that from Davidson County when I was home. So I've been doing a lot, I guess more so preparation stuff so far this week, which I'm excited, but I haven't jumped in the woods yet. It is bow season, but it's just hot right now, and I'm like, man, I'm gonna wait till it gets just a little more cooler, and the deer corn's been out there a little bit longer, so they know there's a nice free buffet.
All right.
So we've been at it in some form or fashion.
Might take me a bottle of Catalina out there and have a salad myself.
Yeah. Hey, come on. It's what I get? Radishes.
Oh man.
With some clovers mixed in there.
Yeah.
But it's good stuff.
Yeah.
It's good stuff. I did been practicing shooting my bow. I haven't shot it all year for at least a year. I said, well, I guess it's about time for me to see how I'm doing. Stacked them right in there. Just tight as it can be,
tight as a tick.
I like that.
Yeah.
So I said, you know what? Next time I'm shooting this thing will probably be hopefully at a deer. So
I think you should watch Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, 1991 as some inspiration on shooting arrow.
Yeah.
Check that out. Bryce, it was, you're an old man. 7 years ago, Bryce Williams scored 2 touchdowns against the Navy midshipmen.
Golly, it's been that long.
5 catches, 47 yards, 2 touchdowns. Not quite enough to get it done that day. Pirates lost 45-21. What will the score be this Saturday when the Pirates take on the midshipmen?
Well, I already got my spreads at 18.
Yep.
7, but it is 17. Looking at our previous averages, we've really just been ticking into the 30s, I think it was. Offense is, looking good. Obviously, this is definitely a different opponent. A little more difficult one to handle as far as this is going to some past stats. I'm going ECU 35, maybe 21. I'm not
35-21.
Yeah. So.
All right.
And Pirates will go to 3-1 against the spread.
Yeah, it's ECU.
And 3-1 on the year.
Yeah.
Pirates undefeated against the spread right now, but 2-1 in the record books. Bryce, have fun at the game, bud. Oh, sorry.
No, I just saw that. But
Quick breaking news. Kurt Benkert,
former
ECU quarterback, has been signed by the 49ers.
That's what I saw.
Cool. All right. Good deal. Of course, Trey Lance going down. Jimmy G, one of your old QBs. Got the win in and played well on Sunday, but they needed another to add. So congratulations, Kurt Benker.
Right on.
All right, we'll see you next week, Bryce.
See y'all later.
And we'll come back with you Wednesday, 3 o'clock, on new edition of Pirate Radio Live.
Tuesday.
We'll see you Tuesday, but Bryce, we got another show to do tomorrow, which is going to be Wednesday.
Oh, I thought you were talking about me next week on a Wednesday. My bad.
I'll tell you, the world doesn't revolve around you, Bryce. But I wish it did. I wish you were here every day.
Yes, sir.
But we'll see you Wednesday, 3 o'clock, Pirate Radio Live. So long, brother.
Thanks for listening to Pirate Radio.